Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sudbusters.
So proud of the guys, just kept clawing, kept fighting back, and I'm beyond proud of them.
He sends a high fly ball to deep right center field. No one's going to catch that. It is going way back, and that is out of here for a home run. Luke Cossey, a monster shot, clears the 405 sign. Our first home run at Duncan Field since 2023. Touch 'em all, Luke Cossey.
Our fans recognize that, and they know that it's a family atmosphere at our place, and that's what we like.
One run will score. Here comes a second run home. Johnston digging for third. He slides in, and the Sodbusters have a 3-0 lead as Weston Johnston scorches one over the head of Jake Daly.
All the credit to the guys in the dugout playing really, really hard, keeping it simple, throwing strikes on the mound, going right at kids, and then just keep it simple up at the plate. And all the credit to the guys for just busting their butts night in, night out.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sudbusters.
Well, after a tough couple of games this weekend, the Hastings Sudbusters will end their week-long series with the Casper Spuds this evening. 7 games in 7 days in a row against the same team comes to an end tonight. The Sodbusters and Spuds square off for one final time for this week, but they will see each other very soon in just a couple of weeks. The Sodbusters will look to avoid being swept at home tonight after dropping contests on Saturday and Friday against this Casper Spuds squad. A very interesting game yesterday, the 8-7 final, where teams were allergic to runs after the 4th inning, all zeros on the scoreboard for the rest of the ball game. And then Friday's game as well, where the Casper Spuds gave the Sodbusters their first proper shellacking of the year and a score of 13-2 here at Duncan Field. But that's where that has been the best for the Sodbusters so far, suffering just their first couple of losses at Duncan Field of the year. All in all, been a very successful opening month of late May and June so far for the team that still currently leads the Independence League with a record of 11-4, but they are being crept up upon by the 2 other hard-hitting teams right behind them in the Casper Spuds and the Spearfish Sasquatch, just a game and a half behind the Sodbusters for first place. 6:35 p.m., our usual start time here in just over 20 minutes, and we will have our latest Sodbuster Spotlight with Steve Stein right after the break. We have Sodbusters and Spuds for the final time in 7 days. The Sodbusters and Spuds split the 2-game series up in Casper, and now Hastings 0-2 in this series. So Casper has won the series, and the Sodbusters will look to salvage this last game and avoid being split. Our latest Sodbuster Spotlight is next on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
It is the Sodbuster Spotlight. Get a chance to hear from Brock Cross, meeting the Arizona product, who's going to be headed off to Washington State, a recent high school graduate. First of all, take us through the spring. Sound like you had a really good spring there for Lake Havasu.
Yeah, we had a really strong spring season this year. Fell short in the playoffs, but I had a really productive year, and I feel like I helped the team a lot. So it's the main goal that I have, really.
You did it at the plate and on the mound. A 2-position guy. Do you prefer playing in the field, or do you like the pitching thing, or both?
I love both of them, really. If I get the chance to do them both in college, I would love to. But if one or the other comes, it is what it is. But I love both positions equally.
And it sounds like you're a catcher by trade. Haven't seen you much behind the plate. Trying to get you a little experience at the corner infield. How's that experience going? And tell us a bit about that.
I got a lot of experience playing corner infield my junior year of high school, and I really love it too. Catching and third base are my main two positions, so I just love being somewhere where you can get the ball so much. I have a love for the game like that.
We're hearing from Brock Cross. Good opportunity to meet this young man from Arizona. It's always fascinating to hear how guys came to be a Hastings Sudbuster. Tell us a bit about your journey to Hastings.
So I actually was never supposed to come to Hastings. I was supposed to go up to college early, but that got shut down, and my coach was scrambling for a position, and thankfully the Busters had an open spot for a corner infielder. So I got sent here, and I'm glad that I did.
I was going to say, is it exciting to play against guys who've been in college a little bit? Talk a bit about that aspect, to see college-level pitching before you go to college.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a blessing, just being able to get up here and get at-bats against more advanced guys before I go to college, just to be able to get a feel for what I'm going to experience in the upcoming months.
You're heading on to Washington State. Talk a bit about why you decided to go there, and what were some of your options coming out of Arizona?
I decided to go there because the coaches made me feel like part of the family when I went on my visit, and just the overall atmosphere. Their coach has a really strong winning attitude about doing the little things right, and I really appreciate that. And I had one more offer coming out of high school to Tarleton State in Texas, but they didn't really compare to what Washington State had to offer me.
Headed to the great Northwest. Have you always been an Arizona guy? Are you concerned about, winters in Washington, or is that not too daunting?
I'm a little scared, I'm not going to lie, but it'll be fun. I already talked to the equipment guy. He said he'd hook me up with some extra warm gear, so it should be fun.
We're talking with Brock Cross. He's an Arizona guy who's going to be headed to Washington State. What about academics? What'd you like to study in high school? What's the tentative plan as you get set to go to college?
I like science. I'm a real science-based person, I think. In college, I really want to study kinesiology. I want to be a physical therapist or something of that trade.
Does that take 4 years plus extra schooling, or what's the background for that?
Yeah, it'll be 4 years, and then I have to get my master's, but I'm ready for it. That's something that I really love after going through the whole physical therapy thing, so it really sparked something inside of me.
Washington State, kind of a school without a home after what happened to the Pac-12, but it sounds like an independent for a couple of years, and the Pac-12's coming back. Is there kind of excitement? You'll have a chance to play a lot of different teams over the next few years until they get their conference solidified again.
Yeah, it should be fun. Right now we're in the Mountain West, at least for baseball and football, I know. But I think my sophomore year, I'm pretty sure they should be coming back with the Pac-12, and I'm pretty sure Tulane is going to be in it, so it'll be a lot more travel than we're used to, but it'll be fun being able to play against some different schools other than the people that are just on the West Coast.
You mentioned the travel aspect of it. Did you play a lot of travel ball and get a chance to go places, or is coming to Nebraska kind of new for you?
I played a lot of travel ball, but it was primarily going out to the east and going to Georgia and Florida, and then I went to California and Vegas and Phoenix a bunch, but I never really got up to the northern part of the states. So Nebraska is definitely a big change from what I've always been used to.
And I know you got a chance to, really didn't get a chance to see the Black Hills as you drove through. Got a chance to see Casper, first trip to Wyoming?
Casper was really nice. It was a good change of scenery from Hastings. It was a lot less flat, but I enjoyed it. It was really nice up there. The only thing that sucked was the mosquitoes. But
is it too dry for the mosquitoes down in Arizona? You just don't see much of that aspect of it?
Not as much, but down by the lakes and the rivers we get them. But up here, you could definitely tell it's a lot worse.
Now, being in Arizona, are you a Diamondbacks fan? Do you follow that kind of, or you even have time to be a professional baseball fan?
Oh, no, I'm a Cubs fan. Cubs fan till I die.
How did that come to pass?
I went to Wrigley Field when I was really young, and I fell in love with it. And, yeah, I've been a Cubs fan ever since I can remember.
Much like my wife, you're probably her favorite player now, so good to hear that. And the opportunity to play with a whole bunch of different guys. Talk about the chemistry that's been built here over the first few weeks.
Yeah, we have a lot of good camaraderie on this team. Everybody meshed so quickly and everybody gets along so well, and it's just a really good team atmosphere.
Where did that come from? Was there certain guys who kind of welcomed you in? Tell us a bit about maybe the leaders or the guys who kind of make it special for you so far.
Definitely Ryan Jarvis. He was one of the big key guys that kind of helped us all mesh because he's been here for a while and he probably knows how important it is to have the team get like close quickly. But it was mostly Brian Jarvis and then Graham Hilton. He helped a lot just with his like lightheartedness. He's always joking around. He makes everything fun. So
you guys got off to such a good start. Does that make it fun too in terms of you come for the summer, you want to work on some things, but also a chance to maybe play for a championship?
Yeah, of course. That's always the goal, is to win. Even though like everybody says have fun, but the goal is to win and to come here and get better. So yeah.
Wood bats. Did you get a chance to swing much wood bats during your earlier years or during the summer? And how's that kind of helped you hitting in terms of having to pretty much hit the sweet spot?
Yeah, I swung wood bats for the past 3 years in summer ball, so I'm pretty used to it. But it's definitely a good challenge because with the metal bats, you can miss hit anything and still get on base. You got to really focus on hitting the barrel with the wood bat. I like it.
And conversely, from a pitching standpoint, are you able to challenge more hitters when they've got a wood bat in their hands compared to the aluminum?
Oh, yeah, 100%. As a pitcher, it's definitely a lot easier to challenge with a wood bat because if you beat them, it's broken. There's not much else. Yeah.
And here at Duncan Field, is it great to be a pitcher when you see that 408 out in straightaway center?
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. Like, you can give up a ball that would be gone anywhere else, and it's an easy pop fly for our outfielders. So I love pitching here.
Brock Cross, he's one of the high school grads on the team, headed off to Washington State. I'm Steve Stein. He is our Sodbuster Spotlight.
Hastings Sudbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sudbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Warm-ups happening ahead of this final of 7 games in 7 days against the Casper Spuds. One of the many opportunities for one of the Hastings area Little League teams to come and join up with the Sodbusters this evening. The Hastings Athletics getting a chance to play catch with the guys on the field. And another one of the great promotions the Hastings Sodbusters offer, the Sunday Fun Day, or Family Sunday as they call it. I like Sunday Fun Day a little bit more, but if you buy a ticket, you got a kiddo with you, you get that kiddo in free every Sunday. So plenty of reasons to come out and enjoy Sodbuster baseball. That is just another one of them. But Sodbusters will bid farewell to the Casper Spuds, and probably thankfully so. Love to get a look at a different opponent, which they will, Monday through Thursday, rather. They're going to go up to the northern part of the states. They're going to play a singular game in Pierre against Oahe, and then Spearfish. They're actually going to be playing a 4-game series in Spearfish next week. They'll have their Tuesday game, and then Wednesday they play a doubleheader, and they will make up the one game against Spearfish in the opening homestand that got rained out here in Hastings. So the Sodbusters will actually be the home team in one of those games up in Spearfish before they round things out next Thursday against the Sasquatch. Then they're back home next Friday against the Nebraska Prospects. Then a scheduling change, which we were told earlier today that they are going to play a doubleheader against the Plainsmen on Saturday nights, and after their first game against the Prospects on Friday, and then one game against the Plainsmen on Sunday, and then they will have that Monday off before they go to Casper to round out the first half of the season. But like we mentioned, the Sodbusters are still in front of the Independence League standings right now, but they desperately need a win tonight. Otherwise, the Casper Spuds will sweep them at home and gain another valuable game in the standings and be just a half game behind the Sodbusters tonight. But Steve Stein, good things always happen when you've got your Sunday team in front of you, and you've got 2 losses in front of you. They've hopefully provided a great picture yesterday on what needed to be done to get this Sunday win, and hopefully find the key to defeating this team that's won it all last year.
Well, if I'd have told you, beginning of the year, June 15th, you're in first place in the Independence League, you'd probably say, well, good. That's a good thing. It's just where you were and where you are. And the funny thing is, we really have not mentioned Spearfish at all. They have quietly been winning as Casper has been beating up on Hastings the last couple of days, and it's just a 1.5 lead on both Casper and Spearfish. And with the Sodbusters hitting the road, playing 1 at Oahe and 4 at Spearfish, a lot of drama here in this league, and the guys just really don't need to concentrate on that. Just come out and play the way you can. Very easily could have gone your way yesterday. The baseball gods were not with you. We've seen games this year where things bounce right, and a few things did bounce right yesterday. You had a couple of shots right over the bags, down first and third base, but late double plays and a line out. So that's just kind of baseball. And if you come out and play the way you did yesterday, if you get a good start, you'll have a chance to get this series finale. And it's pretty big for Hastings to try to do that today against the Spuds.
And the Spuds, they will get back home after this game, but if you missed last night's game, that was interesting. Those runs came early and often in the first 4 innings. Sodbusters took the 3-0 to lead after the first inning on 3 runs, and then Casper, they went out and they tagged the starter Derek Rocket for 8 runs in the second inning. Hastings made a valiant effort to get 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth to make it an 8-7 game, but nobody able to get a single run on the scoreboard the rest of the way. You look at several opportunities throughout the game, missed opportunities with guys on base, tying runs on base, and really I think for the Sodbusters just got away from playing their game of small ball or buster ball, if you will. They're shooting their line drives over the shortstops or second baseman's heads, just keeping the line moving, got away from them. But also I think as well a courageous effort by the Hastings pitching staff, especially in Elijah Thomas, to shut down the Spuds the rest of the way through, and Brock Cross as well. So good things and also bad things to look at from yesterday's game, Steve.
Elijah, 4 1/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. He gave up a couple of singles there in the 9th, and Cross came in and closed the door thanks to some great defense. Ryan Jarvis made a good defensive play, and Christian Loera laid out to take an insurance run away. And an honorable mention to Derek Rocket. Gives up 8 runs in the second. They leave him in, knowing how busy the schedule is. He battles his way through a scoreless third, got a double play in the fourth and was on the verge of getting out of things in the fourth, but then got lifted after 90-plus pitches. But for him to get that extra inning plus probably saved the Sodbusters a reliever yesterday.
Now let's introduce today's starting lineups before we get started in just about a couple of minutes here. We'll start off with the visitors from Casper. They will go with a pretty familiar starting nine with a couple of new faces in it. It'll be Matt Marsick, beg your pardon, leading off and playing right field. Trent Rucker to bat second and play center field. Cale McCarville will bat third and play third base. Hunter Billingsley, first time we'll see him this series, the designated hitter, batting in the cleanup spot. Jack Opine, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Caden Wilcox, the sixth place hitter, will play second base. Parker Burt will bat seventh and be the catcher. Cody Clausius bats eighth and plays first base. And Sean Glatz will bat ninth and play left field. Ty Volmer, a Sodbuster killer, will get the mound for the start for the Casper Spuds today. And for your Hastings Sodbusters, their starting nine is as follows. Jaden Shabry to lead things off as the designated hitter. Drew Vega will bat second and play second base. Luke Cossey will bat third and play right field. Brock Cross, the cleanup hitter, and playing third base. Ryan Jarvis will bat fifth and play first base. Christian Loera, the shortstop, batting sixth. Jackson Crane, the left fielder, batting seventh. Jude Greaves, the catcher, batting eighth. And Jet Hannaford will play center field and bat ninth. Austin Raines will get the start on the mound, and man, we are just glad to see Jet Hannaford back in the starting lineup today, no less, after taking that line shot off the groin on a scary foul ball yesterday. He was lifted from the game, but he's able to be all right and get back in to start this game today.
I'm stunned. I'm quite frankly stunned that he is in there today after seeing him go down. Well, number one, are we going to see him the rest of the year? And the fact that he is able to come back and not only play but start today, that is a tribute to him, a tribute to the ice packs and whatever it took for him to get ready to go. But really scary moment, and very nice to see him back in the lineup after a really weird baseball occurrence. Standing in the on-deck circle.
Yes.
Foul ball square in the target.
Didn't miss. That's what we can say pretty much. Well, let's take a look at your numbers here for this series. Teams they have played every day since last Monday through Thursday in Casper, and then Friday through today in Hastings. Sodbusters with a .265 team average. They're hitting .248 in the series, scored 27 runs in those two games, but their pitching staff has been kind of the little bit more of the one that's had the eye on. It's 4.90 ERA, and largely in part due to a couple of big losses in Casper over the start of the weekends. They gave up 9 runs in the series opener, gave up 8 runs on Wednesday, and then Friday, the first game here, 13 runs against Casper, and then including 8 runs last night. Pitching staff did have a bright spot on Thursday where they shut out the Spuds over that 9-inning contest. For the Spuds, they're hitting .276 in the series, a season average of .278, so just 2 points below that. They have done a very good job. 16 extra base hits in the 6 games for the Spuds. They've scored 44 runs and stolen 7 bases. They've got guys that have multi-hit games in the series so far. And even though the Spuds got out-hit 13-11 yesterday, they have done an excellent job in this series, getting 4 wins so far to the Sodbusters 2. The best that the Sodbusters can do is escape the 7-game series going 3-4, which is almost a necessity here, because otherwise you drop to just half-game lead in the Independence League standings. Again, if you win the first half, then you're automatically off to the playoffs at the end of the season. The Sodbusters cannot find their way to win this first half. They will still have a chance in the second half and have a little bit more of an easier schedule, because they do not see Casper or Spearfish in the second half of the season. Well, as the Sodbusters go with their black uniforms today, a pretty good record for them at 4-1 with the gold numbers. As Spuds will go with their purple uniforms with gray pants and black socks. Well, as we get here before first pitch, our playing of our national anthem with everybody on the field before we get things started.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And let's play ball now.
Let's play ball.
Hey, that's what I said. I had to beat Ty to the punch there. But welcome to our final game of this weekend series for the Hastings Sudbusters once again. Myself, Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, Mason, our producer, Noah, and Connor running the numbers and the sound on the other side of us. And we wish everyone a happy Sunday evening and a happy end to your weekend. Hopefully it's treated you well. Austin Rains gets the start for the Hastings Sudbusters today. It'll be his second start, third appearance of the year, as Rains will be on for the second time this series. He was on in Casper on Tuesday, where he got the start against the Spuds. Went 4 innings, did not factor into the decision. Gave up 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 unearned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So Rains has given up 2 runs, but still in 5 innings in his outing so far this year. No earned runs, so a 0-0 ERA so far. Austin Rains, the Galveston, Texas native, he's an incoming freshman. He'll be attending Dodge City College, and a graduate of Galveston Ball High. The Tours was their mascot there, but he's done a pretty good job. He's features a fastball, changeup, curveball, fastball in the middle 80s. He's topped out as high as 87. His changeup at about the middle 70s, and the curveball even a little bit slower at in the mid 60s there. So he's got a big, good 3-pitch combo that he'll look to work with today. And Sodbusters playing in the confines of Duncan Field will look to get their win tonight against the Casper Spuds and keep themselves in front of them in the series. And we look at this. Did we have a standoff last night, Steve? Because we've got another one going on here.
No, not last night. It was 2 days ago, because I don't think I was annoyed yesterday. So, yeah.
Well, we've got Graham Hilton for the Sodbusters and an unnamed Spuds player with no jersey number. But, I mean, somebody needs to tell the Sodbusters to get farther up the line, because I think they're at the disadvantage here. And Jim Langen's the home plate umpire. He's an old school guy, so we're going to see how long that they let this go.
Let him play. Let him play. And we saw what happened on a foul ball yesterday. You really
Jim Langen says play.
Yep.
We're playing. Let's go. We're playing with guys on the first and third base lines and a strike called to Matt Marsick. Jim Langen says, go for it, boys. Let's see what happens. Marsick puts it in play to left center field, and racing over is Jet Hannaford. He makes the catch. And after the first out is recorded, still nobody moving. And now some reinforcements for the Casper player down the first base line. And the next guy to come to the plate, Trent Rucker, with a little bit of a smile on his face.
All right, Langen says take it. Yeah.
All right. And
Jim says that's enough.
I don't know. I think they kind of left at the same time. Maybe the Casper player left first. But I was about to say I saw it on Twitter, or X now, the other day. This actually happened in Milwaukee earlier in the season, where they were having a standoff and they let the guys play and through it. But I've never seen anybody umpire let it play there, but I'm not surprised Jim Langen let it through. So good job, Jim. Thanks for treating us to special moments here on this Sunday evening. Trent Rucker with the 0-1 pitch. It's a swing and a foul off back to the screen. The center fielder for the Spuds, Trent Rucker, 9 games this season, a .278 average for him. Fairview, Texas native, playing ball at Texas State College. But Austin Rains is way ahead in the count and misses way up high with the fastball. And again, he lets that baseball go almost at the last second possible to get some extra distance on it. Very high energy delivery. There's the curveball there that misses way inside to make it a 2-2 strike counts. So Matt Marsick flies out to start off the game, and Austin Rains looking for back-to-back outs. Fouled over the press box here, and it remains 2-2. Defense behind Rains tonight from left to right. It's Jackson Crane, Jet Hannaford, and Luke Cossey. From third to first, Brock Cross, Christian Loera, Drew Vega, and Ryan Jarvis, Jude Greaves doing the catching behind the plate. Way high on the fastball, and from 0-2 now to 3-2 on Trent Rucker. Rains gets in quickly on the mound, is waiting for Rucker to get set, and he misses high for ball 4. He loses him, and good patience by Rucker to get on first base.
Number 22, Cale.
That is the first base runner for the Casper Spuds. It'll bring up Cale McCarville. Carville, a .268 average, 11 hits in 13 games. In this 7-game series now against the Sodbusters, he's just hitting .133 at a 2-for-15 rate. Pitch is way up high, so that's another miss for Rains. Cale McCarville. In last night's game, he was 0-for-5, but did drive in a run when he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. There's a strike at the top of the zone. Once again, it's Langen behind the plate and Chris Sintek, the field umpire, out in the field today. Rucker leading away from first. Big swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to McCarville. McCarville also struck out 3 times yesterday. I don't think he's the beer batter today, otherwise the fans would be a little bit more excited, but he would have been a prime candidate to be that today. Raines with the look at first, and the fastball missing way high. McCarville's missed the zone a bit up top here in these first few batters of the ball game. Just getting underway, Spuds looking for the sweep in Hastings. Sodbusters looking to avoid that. Inside with the pitch and another full count for Austin Raines to McCarville. The full count's got him swinging. Strike 3, and Raines puts down McCarville on the outside pitch.
Raines 82 to 86 on the fastball, 67 on the curveball here in the early going as he tries to get through this scoreless first.
That definitely helps right there, the strikeout to make it 2 outs in the inning, and it'll bring up Hunter Billingsley. Guy we're wondering where he's been this series, but he gets his first start today. Takes a pitch outside at .333 average in 13 games. 13 hits among there with the Spuds leaders. But he did play in the 4-game series in Casper and went 3 for 13 with a double and a run batted in. Gets the call in the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hunter Billingsley. He also has a cousin on the team, which is Cannon Billingsley. They're from separate areas of California, but both attending Fullerton College. Foul ball out of play, and Raines 1 strike away from putting up a 0 in the first inning. Sodbusters suffering their first 2 defeats at home this season in their past 2 games. They'll look to snap that streak at 2. They have been awesome at home last year. They were 22-11 at home, compared to just a 10-9 mark on the road, and Duncan Field has been the magic where the Sodbusters are in the past season plus. 1-2 again. A chopper over to second. Vega waiting, scoops it up and throws on to first in time. It's a 3 scoreless first inning. The 1-out walk is left stranded, and Rucker at first base, and the Sodbusters will, for the 2nd straight game, look to put up some runs in the first inning against the Casper Spuds.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Nothing doing for the Casper Spuds in the top of the first inning. It'll be the Hastings Sudbusters looking to get this one going here in the bottom of the first, and they will do so against a guy who has given the Sodbusters some, well, let's say a bit of troubles in the past couple of seasons. Ty Volmer. Since last season, he has made 3 starts against the Hastings Sodbusters. He is 3-0 in all of those starts and owns an ERA under 2.5 in those starts. So he is a guy that has the Sodbusters number for whatever reason and did make an appearance against the Sodbusters earlier in the series. He did get the win in Casper. He allowed 9 hits, but is able to scatter them to only allow 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So a 1.50 ERA for him. Ty Volmer against the Hastings Sodbusters. Well, they say 3rd time's the charm, maybe 4th time's the charm for the Sodbusters this evening. Let's hope that is the case with Jaden Shabry to lead things off. Pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Shabry, the first time that he has appeared in this series, because this home series, rather, told by general manager and co-owner Scott Galusha earlier today that while pitching in Casper, Shabry had a bit of a sore arm. He said something felt off when he was pitching, so they left him out of the lineup the past couple of days as a precaution, but he is back in the lineup today as a designated hitter, where he likely might be for the next few games. Shabry 1-2 count to him in the Casper series. Up in Casper, he was 2 for 9. 1-2. Good fight for him to put it out of play. Jaden Shabry, another one of the high school graduates and an incoming college freshman. However, still deciding on his next stop. He's provided a nice glove up the middle. And there's a hit up the middle. Nice job by Jaden Shabry to wait on the breaking ball and serve it right back where it came from for the Sodbusters' first hit of the game.
Good approach there for the Hastings Sudbuster right-handed hitter, and you just got to get it out of your head that Ty Volmer is that much better than you. I mean, his ERA for the year is at 4.37. In the spring, he had a decent ERA of 3.63, but he's not Cy Young out there. Just go out and do what you can do.
Throw over to check on Shabry, and he's back in safely. And the next batter of the ball game will be Drew Vega. Got to get him going. He is in a monumentous slump right now, but he lays down a pretty good bunt. Volmer slips off the mound and throws it anyway, but it's off target. That should go as base hit all the way. Vega with the bunt right there, and that snaps an 0 for 19 streak in this series for Drew Vega on the bunt single.
Hallelujah for Drew, as happy as you can be for a guy who just has not had it going. And that, to me, that's a line shot to left, and maybe that gets him reignited, and all of a sudden, first and second, nobody out.
Vega, a guy who had a great season last year for the Sodbusters, has been scuffling as of late. You hope that is the spark to get him back in his groove. It's Luke Cossey with 2 on and nobody out. Sodbusters threatening and looking to score in the first inning for the second straight game. Volmer's 1-0 pitch, not close, to make it 2 balls and no strikes. Luke Cossey had himself a day last night, a 3 for 4 game, his first 3-hit game of the season. But all of them singles, didn't drive anybody in. But 3 singles, boosting him up to a .391 average this summer. High and away, and 3 straight misses. Volmer being careful with Cossey here. Luke with 18 hits this summer, second best on the team. A hit would put him in a tie for first. And gets the call in the inside corner from Jim Langen. 3 balls and 1 strike. With Shabry at second, Vega at first. Cossey, the only guy in summer baseball here to send one out of Duncan Field. A 3-1 bunt shown, but taken back for ball 4. So that is the first 3 reaching. And the Spuds in a bit of trouble here in the first inning. Bases loaded and nobody out for the Sodbusters.
Like your chances here to at least get 1 run home. Sodbusters were not good with 2 outs yesterday, but we'll see what they can do now with runners in scoring position and no one out here in the first.
Cross has been excellent in this Spud series, 6 for 20 with 5 runs driven in. Pitch up high for ball 1. 3 of those runs came on 1 swing in that miraculous comeback game on Tuesday for the Sodbusters when Cross had the go-ahead 3 RBI double. Waits on the breaking ball, but puts it out of play for a foul ball. Brock Cross, our latest Sodbuster spotlight. He caught up with Steve Stein pre-game. And of course, you can find all of our Sodbuster spotlights on the Sodcast on Spotify. The wind from Volmer, right there for strike 2 on the outside corner. Cross, he also had a great game last night, 2 for 4 with a run driven in. And he comes into today on a 3-game hit streak. The 1-2, just still a bit behind it. But he's waiting on the breaking ball and seeing it pretty well.
Breaking ball hitting 67 to 69. Vollmer not overpowering, just 80 to 83 with his fastball, but he is a guy that just throws strikes for the most part, although Lucasi drawing the walk.
Vollmer still ahead 1-2. Now 2-2. Now Vollmer, he has to have some sort of sink or cut to a fastball because the Sodbusters have struggled against it. You think, well, the fastball's the easiest pitch to hit, not when it's moving. 2-2. Got him swinging. Fastball right down the middle. And Cross cannot connect. A big strikeout for the Spuds pitcher, Ty Vollmer.
Now Casper just a double play from getting out of it. They were really good finding ways to get Hastings to hit into double plays yesterday. The Sodbusters hit into 3 during the course of the contest in 9 innings yesterday.
Let's hope that mark stays right there as Ryan Jarvis digs in, and he smacks it down past the first base coach, Corey Coranda. Josh Printer, the head coach, down at third base. Spacious confines at Duncan Field, 370 to left, 367 to right, 405 to the alleys, and 408 to dead center. 0-1 breaking ball downstairs, good take by Jarvis. Wind is blowing in as it usually does at Duncan. Pretty much in from right center field. Big opportunity for Hastings here. Need to take advantage of it. 1-1. That is hit a mile into the gap. Racing back as Marsick splits it. One is in for sure. Here comes Vega around second. The stop sign for Cossie at third. It's a 2-run double for Ryan Jarvis. Exactly what the Sodbusters needed. They break through against Vollmer in the first inning.
Clutch for Ryan Jarvis, just the man you want up there in this situation, and the Sodbusters, like they did yesterday, breaking on top. Let's keep it going now with Loera, Crane, and Greaves trying to add more.
Shabry and Vega home, Cossie at third, and it's second and third, still one out, and it's Christian Loera. The shortstop today, will get the corners drawn in a tad and take strike one. Defense for Casper behind him. The Vollmer, Sean Glatz, Trent Rucker, Matt Marsick from left to right. From third to first, Cale McCarville, Jack Opine, Caden Wilcox, and Cody Clausius. Fouled back to the screen, and Brody Barker behind the plate for Casper. How about Ryan Jarvis, a guy who's been so solid and seems to understand situational hitting for the Hastings Sodbusters. Gets his first double of the season to drive in 2. Breaking ball just a bit outside, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Loera. Loera with a hit yesterday. Sodbusters with 13 hits. They out-hit the Spuds 13-11, but did take the 1-run loss. 1-2. Soft line shot on a bounce to second. It'll get a run home. Throw to first is in time, and also to third is Jarvis. It's an RBI ground out for Christian Loera, scoring Luke Cossie from third base.
Really good base running and coaching there. Coaches realized the ball was going to get down. When it came off the bat, I thought it was going to get to him in the air and a chance at a line-out, throw-out double play. But you saw Cossie break for home pretty early and was able to get there on the ground out.
Now it's Jackson Crane. He also had a monster game last night, but he pops it up on the infield. To third, McCarville makes the catch inside fair territory, and Crane pops out on 1 pitch. But the Sodbusters send 7 to the plate. They score 3 of them. 2 RBI double from Ryan Jarvis and a ground out, driving in a run from Christian Loera. Sodbusters with an early 3-0 lead as we go to the top of the second at Duncan. Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
A good start for the Hastings Sudbusters in back-to-back games. They put up 3 in the first, but the trend as it's pointing right now, that would mean Casper would have to score 8 runs in this inning. So you like the back-to-back 3-run first innings for the Sodbusters. You just hope that the 8 runs are not soon to follow here, but Austin Raines will look for another shutdown inning against the 5, 6, and 7 Spud hitters here.
And Josh Printer's a better coach than that. If I were the coach, that's what I would tell you. Okay, just don't give up 8. But Josh Printer probably didn't even bring that up. That wasn't part of the conversation with Austin Raines, who looked good in his first inning for the Sodbusters. Here at Duncan, get an opportunity to get that 408 signed at your backside and see if you can pitch to this park.
So it's Jack Opine to lead things off, and he'll miss just outside, does Raines on the breaking ball. 1 ball and no strike. The shortstop, Opine, yesterday was 1 for 2, sends a chopper to shortstop to Loera. Scoops and fields, and a textbook play for the first out of the inning.
Sodbusters has some pretty decent middle infielders, but it seems like Christian's pretty well locked into that shortstop position, and he made an outstanding play at the end of the 9th yesterday to save at least 1 run on a diving grab out in short left field.
And the next batter, Caden Wilcox, right across the plate for strike 1. Raines continues to put his decent velocity right over the plates. Check swing. They say that he offered at it, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Caden Wilcox, a .289 hitter, but he's been pretty good in this 6-game Sodbuster series. 5 for 16 at a .312 average. Double, a triple, and 4 runs driven in. 1-2, checked his swing and did not go. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yesterday, Wilcox had a multi-hit game with 2 hits and did also drive in 2 runs. He also did strikeouts, which is what Raines was hoping for here. Doesn't get the offer on the pitch outside. And another at-bat where the count has gone from 0-2 to 3-2. And he lost him again. A second walk for Raines. Both of those times he had the hitter 0-2.
Love Raines' tempo. He doesn't waste too much time out there, just gets it and goes.
All right, Parker Burt to step in. And the applause you hear. Parker Burt, today's beer batter for the Sodbuster pitchers. Runners on the move, swing and a miss, throw down is on the money, and they got him! Jude Greaves with the cannon down to cut down Wilcox.
Really wasn't close. Great job for Greaves. Wilcox did not get a great jump, and that is only the 3rd time Casper has been caught stealing. They came into today 26 out of 28 in stolen bases, 93%. They had a much better percentage than the Sodbusters, who had stolen more.
0-1 pitch, check swing, did not go down at first base. The appeal, they go down to Chris Sintek, who puts Palms down. So Parker Burt's that first pitch swinging, so it's 1-1. That time he went. Yep, they'll peel down to first, and they ring him up there. So Parker Burt, a strike away from discounted beer at Duncan. The 1-2 overthrew that fastball there, and it's 2-2. Parker Burt against Austin Raines. It's downstairs to make it 3-2. Burt in 3 games in this series, he has been very, very good. 5 for 11 with a double. And he sends it in play to the shortstop. Loera on a couple of hops, sets his feet, fires it over in time. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Sodbuster starter Austin Raines, as Opine, Wilcox, and Burt are retired. Still 3-0. The Sodbusters avoid the 8-run inning, and they do it. It looked like it was never a question, never a doubt. Let's go to the bottom of the second after this.
Hastings Sudbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sudbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sudbusters.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
3-0 Busters. We go to the bottom of the second on this very hot and very humid Sunday evening where it has been pretty sweltering this week, but we'll take it. I mean, I'll take a day like this over the 60-degree days and overcast and rainy sometimes that we experience at the start of the season, but looking at the forecast for the entire next of the week, it's nothing but 90s and 80s, and it seems like that is pretty much the foreseeable future. So welcome to Midwest, welcome to June, and welcome to the immense heat of the summer that we experience in the Midwest.
Final week of spring, 91 degrees at game time, 10 mile an hour south wind.
For the Sodbusters in this bottom of the second inning, it's 8-9-1. Jude Greaves, Jet Hannaford, and Jaden Shabry to lead things off. Jude Greaves, he has turned a corner for the Sodbusters after a rough start to the season for him. He has seemingly figured it out as well. He came into this game tied for the team lead in hits in this series. They had three guys with 6 hits in this series. Greaves, one of those, has gone 6 for 15. There's a soft liner to second on one hop, and it's out to Caden Wilcox, who makes the play over at first. Greaves got jammed, and the Spuds get the first out to the second inning.
Yeah, Greaves, good day yesterday. A run batted in and a run scored in that 8-7 setback at the hands of the Spuds.
So it'll be Jet Hannaford, and if you weren't watching yesterday, guy who got struck by a foul ball while on the on-deck circle, shows bunts, and just the nature of his injury and how we all saw it, just in improbable fashion, you never would be able to guess here today. See if he's bunting again with the 0-1 count. Taking all the way for strike 2. Jed Hannaford in this series against the Spuds so far, he's just 2 for 11 and has a double. The 1-1 to him. Ooh, that one bounced up there and lands right at the feet of Hannaford. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Actually called that that first pitch that we thought was a strike, they called that a ball, so it's 2-1 now.
Okay.
I was the same way. I thought that's right over the middle, but there must just have been a little bit inside.
So it's upstairs and in to make it 3-1. Yeah, how I saw it, he bunted the first one foul, and then the second one was called a strike. That's not the case, as he is up 3-1. So Hannaford, he did not see an actual at-bat yesterday and does get the walk here. Hannaford on first base says the Sodbusters' first base runner and the second to bring it back to the top of the order.
Alrighty, better than yesterday. No 8-run second inning, and Jet Hannaford was not struck in the groin in the on-deck circle, and he is aboard there. It's interesting to see how it affects his speed. I mean, he's a guy that can scoot a little bit, and we'll see if they turn him loose.
Jet Hannaford has 5 stolen bases this spring. It would not be... I mean, he's a guy that loves to steal. Maybe just to try and prove a point. Maybe he'll try something here. The batter at top of the order is Jaden Shabry. He singled up the middle. And he's now down 0-2 as he watches 2 pitches go by. Jaden Shabry, 241 in 8 games, 7 hits for him. Coming into the game now with 8. That one smacks off the facing of the concourse here at Duncan for Shabry to stay alive. So still 0-2. Sodbusters look to get runs in back-to-back innings. Hannaford staying patient at first base. Shabry again puts it out of play. Sodbusters with 3 hits their first time through the lineup. All of those coming in the first inning. Casper with nothing doing for them in their first 2 innings so far against Austin Rains. Not a big lead. Again, Shabry punches one out of play. 3 foul balls. He will see another pitch. Hastings 11-4. Their first 2 losses at the hands of the Spuds here at Duncan Field in the past 2 games.
Good early returns here. Ty Volmer already has thrown 39 pitches, and he'd love to get to the bullpen as Casper had to use 4 guys yesterday.
They're making him work, and again, he's been very efficient. Line drive to the second baseman. Flipped to second for 1 on to first, and there is a double play. Sodbusters all too familiar with those yesterday, and that will end the threat in the second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left for Hastings. We stay at a 3-0 score, and we'll be back with the third inning after this.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Have fun. Top of the third inning, Austin Rains back to work for the Hastings Sudbusters as both teams quieted in the third inning. The second inning, rather, will turn this third inning over to Steve Stein. Take it away.
All right, Hastings Sudbuster baseball today as Hastings trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game series. It'll be 8-9-1 with Clausius, Glatz, and Marsick against Austin Rains. 34 pitches thrown for him. Ty Volmer has thrown 40 in his first 2 innings for the Casper Spuds. Rains trying to dish up another 0 as first pitch put in play, but foul off the bat of Cody Clausius. Clausius at 217 on the year, 2 for 9 against Hastings, but both of those hits coming yesterday as he went 2 for 5, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored in that wild 8-7 victory for the Spuds. And the pitch taken down the left field line. Is that going to stay in play? A sliding attempt out there. Great hustle for Jackson Crane, but couldn't quite get there. He played good left field yesterday, and it's getting to the point in the evening where it's getting challenging looking up into that sun. But a good angle for Crane. Couldn't quite get there. It's 2 strikes, the count on Clausius.
That was the theme of the game on Friday when the sun was torturing the Sodbusters on the left side of the field, losing several balls in the sun. That one just out of the reach of Crane. But a heck of an effort to get there.
So ahead in the count is Austin Rains, and a swing and a miss. He struggled with 2 strikes, putting batters away, but not this time for Austin Rains as he gets his second strikeout of the day. 1 up, 1 down in the third with Sean Glatz coming to the plate.
Yeah, that was just a big fastball right there from Rains. Said, I'm not afraid to leave one right over the plate 0-2, and Clausius was well behind it.
Glatz getting his opportunity in the starting lineup for the second straight day as he came in as a sub on Friday, went 1 for 2, a double and a run scored, and went 2 for 4 yesterday, batting in the number 9 spot. He's from Wilmington University in Delaware, the Wildcats. Quickly 2 strikes, the count on Glatz. With 1 out, nobody on. In the top of the third, a 3-0 Sodbuster lead. 0-2 delivery goes right after him, and it's fouled back. It's one thing yesterday and really the day before, too. Casper, tremendous job of spoiling two-strike pitches, fouling pitches off, and working the counts. Raines brings home the 0-2 delivery, and this one put in play. Over to the third baseman, picked up, thrown to first in time. Brock Cross, good job there for the high school grad who's headed to Washington State. 2 quick outs here in the third, and back to the top of the order, and Matt Marsick.
Like you mentioned earlier, Steve, just love the tempo from Raines, and as a hitter, guys that can step out, Raines is just always staring you down, ready to go. It's got to be a little bit of a factor in the hitter's head, just knowing that they're not going to get a single free second once they dig into the box.
Marsick, great series going on, and he promptly lines this one into left field for a base hit. Marsick 1 for 2 in this game, and here in Hastings, 3 for 4 Friday, a triple, an RBI, 3 runs scored, 2 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. He has been a Sodbuster killer at the top of the order, and Trent Rucker steps in, batting in the 2 spot, the center fielder.
Yeah, just 2 hits for him in that 4-game series in Casper, and now 6 hits this weekend. He is having himself a series.
1 on, 2 outs, 3-0 the score. First hit of the ball game for Casper as the pitch take it inside to Rucker. Rucker, 378 coming into today, 6 for 25, a 240 clip against the Sodbusters, but had a multi-hit game Friday, one of the triples, and knocked in 2 and scored 1. It was all Casper that day, 13-2, and it looked like it was going to be all Spuds yesterday as they jumped to an 8-3 lead after an inning and a half, but Sodbusters came back in the third, had the tying runs on in the third, the go-ahead run on in the fourth. Ball gets by the catcher, and on to second base would go Matt Marsick as that threw the wickets on the one in the turf. Wild pitch will put Marsick into scoring position at a 2-ball, no-strike count. But Hastings would put the tying run on in the final 7 innings. Could never get it home in an 8-7 game here at Duncan Field. 2-0 delivery, and popped up foul territory, and that will reach the stands. It's 2 balls and a strike on Trent Rucker, a Texas State Bobcat. Transferred in from a 2-year school, Temple College in Texas. Went 0 for 8 in the spring season, getting more of an opportunity here in the summer. Raines out of the stretch. Check of the runner, and the pitch. Popped up again. This one looks like it's going to be playable as Ryan Jarvis comes running down the line and makes the grab in foul territory. It's an F3 to end the third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We're to the bottom half of inning number 3. It's 3-0 Hastings, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 3, 3-0 the Hastings Sodbusters on top. Little old school for Ty Volmer. Got the handlebar mustache. He looks like a pitcher from the 70s, 80s. He's got the look and he's got the delivery, and he's certainly been in command against Hastings during his career, but his team going to have to rally for him today.
If I may stereotype, he's got the small-town county sheriff look on there with the handlebar mustache. Those sheriffs, you know, they'll either pull you over for going 3 over, or you'll be going 100 miles an hour, and they say, "Hey, just slow down there, partner." Again, completely stereotyping, but love the facial hair for Ty.
And he has been a Sodbuster killer during his career. Sodbuster's getting 3 early runs on him today, though, and first pitch swinging, Drew Vega swings and misses. Got an infield single on a bunt, and don't discount the fact that he may do it again. Third baseman does come in even with the bag here, and we'll see how it goes. Cale McCarville does cheat in a little bit. Drew Vega takes it high, but Vollmer played his college ball at Bethany Lutheran. In Mankato, Minnesota, the Vikings went 30-15 in the spring. That's an NCAA Division III program. Off-speed pitch and swung on and missed by Drew Vega. Ty Vollmer, a 4.37 ERA in 4 appearances coming into this late spring matchup between the Sodbusters and the Spuds. Vollmer winds and delivers. Inside and it hits Drew Vega. An amazing number of hit batsmen in the last 2 games. That's the first one today, but the Sodbusters were the recipient of 7 hit batsmen in a game which featured 26 stranded runners and an 8-7 game. So double over 20 hits, 15 runs, and we could have seen an 18-17 kind of game yesterday here at Duncan Field. It was a long old night at the ballpark. But a very entertaining game. The Sodbusters came out short, trying to find a way to salvage the final game of this series, and Luke Kazi tries to keep it going. He walked and scored his first time up. So leadoff man aboard for the second time in 3 innings, and this one hits Luke Kazi. You know, if you start to take it personally, it could get a little chippy. I've not seen any of that. The team's getting along very well, and they just realize that, well, pitches get away, and it's happened a lot to Casper over the last couple of days. Sodbusters have had their issues with hit batsmen as well during the course of the season.
Back-to-back hit batters there, and Vollmer wasn't too pleased about it. Kasi did kind of turn his leg, but when he did turn his leg, it poked out of it, so maybe he thought that he was intentionally trying to get hit by the ball there.
Pitch is in there for a strike to Brock Cross. He struck out his first time up back in the first inning. 2 on, nobody out for the Sodbusters, looking to add to a 3-0 lead against Vollmer and the Spuds. Got to pick up a game here on Casper. The Independence League standings, that pitch right across. The ILB shows Hastings 11-4, Casper 10-6, Spearfish 11-7 coming into today. Those 2 teams a game and a half back. They'll play through the first half, which ends on June 27th. 0-2 pitch way outside, 1-2 on Brock Cross. Recent high school grad is going to be taking his skills on to Washington State. The original plans were for him to play some summer ball up in the Apple State, but that fell through, and so he ended up in Hastings, and pretty cool to have him on the roster. 1-2 the count on Cross. Like the science classes in high school, and a kinesiology major, potentially going into physical therapy sometime down the road. Came in and put out the fire in the 9th inning with 3 outs. Great job of swinging there for Cross to fight it off and see another pitch. It's still 1-2 on Brock Cross, and a pitch that was breaking out of the zone. Head coach Josh Printer down in the third base box. Corey Caranda coaches at first. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Hastings on top 3-0. Vollmer brings it in. Low, and another stop by a Casper catcher. Parker Burt doing the job today. They've had really good play. Brody Barker was tremendous yesterday in a 1-run game. I don't know how many extra bases he saved his pitchers. It was a workout for the catchers yesterday with all of those hit batsmen and walks. 2-2 pitch. Hit well to left field, carrying, but on his horse and making the catch in deep left field will be Sean Glatz. A tag of the runner at second. He'll advance, and then the throw got away. That allowed another runner to advance. Vega was tagging all the way. Kazi ends up following him as runners will be at second and third, so Cross didn't get a run home, but he did advance the runners on a ball that probably is out of most parks in the Independence League.
Yeah, that one's probably gone in maybe Casper, but the wherewithal that knowing that Vega isn't going to, he's going to get to third on it, regardless of if it lands or not. Even if it did land, he would have been able to score from second base. So a good job for him to know that, tag up and at least get to third base with the tag there. And good job by Kasi to follow him along, even though he had no plans of tagging at first. It was just hit so deep.
Here's Ryan Jarvis, a 2-run double the last time up, and a big RBI chance for him again, and fouls the first pitch back up into the concourse. No balls and a strike on Ryan Jarvis. Jarvis had the big hit in the first inning. He had a solidly struck ball yesterday in his only plate appearance. If that ball gets through, Sodbusters have first and second, nobody out in the bottom of the ninth, but that's baseball sometimes. Great diving grab. Saved perhaps extra bases, and the pitch is up high for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike as Ryan Jarvis nearing the end of his time at Hastings. Unfortunately, he has committed to go back and going to do something career-related for the second half of the summer. Hoping to find that opportunity here for him so he wouldn't have to go back, but I think that is the plan at the end of June. Pitch taken upstairs, actually at the letters for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we'll enjoy Ryan while we can have him. Second-year player for the Hastings Sudbusters out of Saginaw Valley State. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, runners at second and third. Hastings trying to cash this big opportunity like they did in the first. Vollmer brings it home. Off speed, misses. Another nice stop there for Parker Burt. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ryan Jarvis. Jarvis against Casper this year. 6 out of 18 after that first inning hit. Had a multi-hit game the second game of the series when Hastings rallied with 7 runs in the 9th up in Casper to come back and get the win. That helped them get a series split, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Vollmer as Jarvis goes down swinging, and it'll be up to Christian Loera to see if the Hastings Sudbusters can salvage something out of this one.
That's what Ty Vollmer does best, is location on pitches. Painted it right on the outside corner. That was the same location what was called a strike on Jarvis, and he wasn't able to get any wood on that.
So 2 on 2 out now for Loera. Off speed, stays high and tight. 1 ball and no strikes on Christian Loera for the Hastings Sudbusters. Arkansas State Mountain home product. Loera against Casper, 5 out of 22, 227 coming into today. Had that RBI ground out in the first. 1-0 delivery, taken outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Christian Loera. Trying to find his way on. You'd love to see Jackson Crane get an at-bat here. Crane with hits in his first 3 at-bats yesterday for the Hastings Sudbusters as Hastings out-hit Casper 13-11, had all kinds of opportunities but lost it 8-7. 2-0 delivery, popped up, foul territory, and this will get out of play. Over to give it a look was Cale McCarville, but well up into the stands. 2 balls and 1 strike on Christian Loera. Runner at third base, Drew Vega. Runner at second, Luke Causey. Both hit by the pitch, advancing on Brock Cross's deep fly out to left field. Great job for their left fielder, by the way, Sean Glatz, to battle the sun and make the catch. We know how hard it is this time of day. 2-1 delivery. Right on the outside corner for strike 2, so says home plate umpire Jim Langen. Chris Sintak is the field umpire. 2-man crew here in Independence League Baseball. 2-2 with 2 outs. 3-0. Hastings on top, looking to add more in the bottom half of inning number 3 as Vollmer brings it home. Swing and a miss. Great job for Vollmer to come back, and he is a seasoned veteran and knows what to do and able to strand a couple of runners there for the Casper Spuds. No runs, no hits, 2-man left. We head to the 4th. It's still 3-0, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Head of the fourth inning, a 3-0 lead for the Hastings Sudbusters. And Austin Raines has done a good job. 46 pitches thrown for him. He's put up zeros each time. He's been able to strike out a couple during his 3 innings so far. He's given up base runners each inning, a couple of walks and a single, but nice job for the future Dodge City Community College Conquistador.
Say that 5 times fast.
I went there, so it's pretty easy. I've actually
No
done that.
kidding.
But of course, you know, isn't it a great mascot? The Dodge City Community College Conquistadors. What do the teams call themselves?
The Conquistadors?
Conks. We're the Conks. I'm thinking, what? We have this cool name that just flows right off the tongue, and most of the locals, how'd the Conks do last night? Yeah, that's what they do in Dodge City. And I can say that because I lived there for several years, went to school there, so yes, they are the Conks.
So if you lost to them, then you can say, "Hey, man, you just got conked."
Yes. Yeah, I never used that. That is gosh darn, you need to be the voice of the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors. Here comes Cale McCarville, struck out his first time up, and the right-handed pitcher Austin Raines brings it home. Off speed is fouled down the third base line. No balls and a strike on Cale McCarville, a strikeout victim his first time up. McCarville 286 on the year, but just 2 out of 15 against the Sodbusters coming into today. Now 2 for 16. That's somewhere less than 133, which is what he was hitting against this team coming into today. Lofts this one high in the air to left field. Jackson Crane has it measured well, and like I said, love the way he plays left field. He's been out there enough. Sun had no impact on him that time. Fly out to left, 1 out here in the 4th.
It's fortunate for the Sodbusters, too. That was we call it kind of a concrete mixer breaking ball, one that just spins but doesn't really do much. Left it right out over the plates. McCarville just missed a gapper of a line drive. It's just a lazy fly ball out.
Here's Hunter Billingsley, grounded out to second his first time up, and I know throwing about mid-80s, but he feels like he throws a little heavier ball than that. Raines, it seems like it's tough to really turn it around. So he really brings it in with some sort of stuff on it that makes it difficult to get solid contact. Misses with his first 2 attempts here against Hunter Billingsley. Billingsley out of Fullerton College. A returnee from last year's squad when he hit 240 with 19 runs batted in and 10 runs scored. They got a lot of dudes back from a team that won over 40 games in the summer campaign. Takes a strike, 2-1. The count now on Hunter Billingsley. 333 coming into today with 5 doubles. They have an amazing number of doubles. More doubles yesterday, now 40 doubles for this team on the summer for Casper. Pitch taken upstairs, 3-1 on Hunter Billingsley. And interestingly enough, so far, every inning, the second batter has reached against Raines. He's trying to find a way to end that nasty streak. And it comes back to get strike 2 swinging for Billingsley. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on the DH today for the Casper Spuds. Wrapping up a 3-game series, and then the Sodbusters hit the road. 1 game in Pierre against Oahe, then 4 games in 3 days at Spearfish in a pivotal series. High fly ball, left center field, and nobody's going to get that one. Rounding first is Billingsley. Here comes the throw in, and it will be a double for Hunter Billingsley. Was over to cut it off was Jet Hannaford, but no chance to catch that one in the air, and a 1-out base runner again for the Casper Spuds.
Perfect gap plugger right there, but even better credit to Jet Hannaford for racing over to get that ball. That one had triples written on it, written off when it came off the bat. Able to get it back in quickly. Billingsley busted it out of the box. Don't know, maybe depending on if there's another outfielder out there, he definitely could have had a triple, but good job by the Busters.
Jack Opine grounded to the shortstop his first time up. Runner at second, 1 man out, 3-0. The Sodbusters on top. As the pitch comes in, it is across for strike. No balls and 1 strike on Jack Opine. Opine of southeastern Missouri State. Just 4 out of 24 against the Sodbusters before his ground out in the first inning. So 4 out of 25. That would be 160 for his batting average against the Sodbusters, and takes a pitch here for strike 2. But has done a pretty decent job at shortstop. Maybe had an error or 2, but overall has probably taken away more outs than he has allowed runs. Did have an RBI and a run scored, and a 1-for-2 day yesterday for Opine. Pops this one up, right side. Vega makes the call behind first base now, and will catch it right on the first base bag. A big second out of the inning as a pop-up there, and Caden Wilcox will try to bring that runner home from second base in a 3-0 game with the Sodbusters on top.
Raines is keeping the gas going on the mounds. Another fastball that Opine was just late on and popped it up. That fastball, I think, probably been Raines' best pitch here this evening.
Here's Caden Wilcox. He walked, but was caught stealing his first time as Raines faced the minimum back at inning number 2 as the pitch in the dirt, in the turf, and knocked down nicely by Jude Greaves. Ball 1, the count on Wilcox. Caden Wilcox goes to the Dakota College of Botno. 289 batting average for the year, 312 against Hastings coming into today, 5 out of 16, a mighty swing, and he misses that one. 1 ball and 1 strike on Caden Wilcox. Multi-hit game yesterday as 2 of his 5 hits against the Sodbusters came in that 8-7 win, had 2 RBIs and a run scored. Right across the outside corner for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Here at Duncan Field, 408 to straightaway center, playing a little bit bigger than that today with the wind blowing in at about 10 miles an hour. Lower 90s to begin the game, 91 degrees. High pop up into short right field. Sodbusters Vegas got it, and a great job for Austin Raines to put 4 shutout innings on the board. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's Hastings 3, Casper nothing, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings Sudbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sudbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sudbusters.
Out of the home half of the 4th inning, still 3-0. Hastings on top of Casper. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, Mason Hendricks producing today as the Sodbusters looking to break their first 2-game losing streak of the season. 11-4 coming into today. Casper at 10-6. Winner of the first half will definitely be in the playoffs at the end of the year to meet the winner of the second half. If a first half and second half winner are the same, they go with the overall win percentage of the entire season. But you love to win that first half, and then don't want to say relax, but certainly got a lot more options in the second half in terms of personnel and the way you go about things.
Especially just like you mentioned with guys like Ryan Jarvis not going to be with the team for the second half. One of the crucial parts of the lineup every day. You just want to get it going while you have it right now. Don't let it slip away. It can also be a huge confidence letdown if you let such a first half lead like that slip away, even though you may have some lesser competition in the second half.
Jackson Crane takes strike 1. He popped out his first time up. Crane with a big day yesterday as he raised his batting average 80 points in one day, going 3 for 5, 2 doubles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. He was 3 for 3 at one point in that contest, so settled for 3 for 5. Count on him, 1 ball and 1 strike, picking up his second and third doubles of the year. He had triples each of his first 2 Sodbuster contests. Watches this one go by for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Good to have him back in the fold. He's a returning player. As last year, 338, a couple of triples and 3 doubles. So he gets as many triples in the first 2 games this year as he had the entire last summer. 2-1 pitch on the way to Jackson Crane, and he hits this one high in the air, left field, pretty solidly struck, going back on his horse and making the catch. How about Sean Glatz on left, battling the sun, and he has caught 2 very solidly struck balls off the bats of Brock Cross and now Jackson Crane.
Very impressive swing there by Crane. That was a breaking ball that was left right over the middle. Crane whacked it as hard as he could. Duncan Field, where fly balls go to die, take advantage of that one. Another one where you never know, depending on the ballpark you play in. It might have been at the fence or perhaps over it.
Jude Greaves up there now, grounded out his first time up, and he's first pitch swinging and lines this one to left field for base hit. So 2 solidly struck balls, one goes for an out, and Jude Greaves is 1 for 2 on the day. The Hastings guy out of Metro Community College, Kansas City, and that will bring to the plate Jet Hannaford. Hannaford a walk his first time up and was eliminated as part of a 4-6-3 twin killing. Jet Hannaford, good football player in high school as well, and decided to do the baseball thing, staying home at Arkansas State Mountain Home. That is his hometown. Takes the pitch for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Jet Hannaford for the Hastings Sudbusters. 286 coming into today, but just 2 for 11 against Casper, with hits in each of the first 2 games of the series up in Casper. Hastings splitting a 4-game series, but losing the first 2 here on the home field. First 2 of the season and the first 2 games of this 3-game series against the Spuds. 2-0 the count now on Jet Hannaford. Stands in the right-handed box. Top of the order, Jaden Shabry waits on deck. 2-0 delivery on the way. Taken high and tight, 3-0 on Hannaford. Sodbusters trying to get the second straight inning where they have multiple base runners, as they had the first 2 reached last inning, had second and third and only 1 out and could not score. Vollmer bearing down to get strikeouts. 3-0 delivery, and that's right across for strike 3-1 on Jet Hannaford. Getting the 5 and 6 hitters, Jarvis and Loera, to end the threat and keep it a 3-0 game. 3-1 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball to the left side. Nice stop by the third baseman to set a throw to second, and they get the out. Wow, they have really got good play from Cale McCarville the last couple of days over at that third base bag, as that looked like it was headed into left field for a base hit. 5-4 on the putout to retired Greaves, and Hannaford aboard on a fielder's choice.
Pretty impressive, especially with the speed of Greaves going down there to second. Doesn't look like he's a fast guy, but he does actually have some wheels on him. But yeah, once you go down to a knee, you expect the throw go to first, but the guy at first also busting it down too. Just a pretty play.
And here comes Jaden Shabry trying to salvage the inning. Good to see him back in the lineup, battling some arm issues, so probably the only time we're going to see him in the near future is at the DH spot. 1-0 delivery, off speed, and popped up into center field. That will not be an issue for Trent Rucker, who comes on and makes the catch, and the Sodbusters do not score. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left, and we head to the 5th. It's still 3-0 Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
We had the 5th inning. The Hastings Sudbusters have a 3-0 lead, and the Hastings Sudbusters have a new pitcher, kind of going with the same format they did in Game 2 of the road series when Hastings battled back to win. Raines went the first 4 and was relieved by Chase Phillips, who actually picked up the win in relief. Tell you all about things, here is Ryan Valenta.
Thank you, Steve. And like you said, carbon copy of Tuesday. Raines goes 4 innings, and Phillips comes on after him, so his first time on in 5 days, where Phillips threw 89 pitches in relief. Gave up 4 hits and 4 runs, but thanks to that miracle 7-run 9th inning, the Sodbusters got the win there and gave Phillips the win, so he will be on for his 7th time this season. He's been out of the bullpen every time, but in 4 of his 6 relief appearances, he has gone at least 2 1/3 innings. And his past 3, he's done that as well, and including his longest outing on Tuesday 5.5. ERA of 4.69 for him. 11 hits, 8 runs, 12 walks, and 17 strikeouts. He's got high velocity, got a good fastball, but a guy just coming off Tommy John surgery, so he didn't pitch for Metropolitan Community College in the spring, but getting some opportunities on the mound this summer. The beer batter first to lead things off against him. Austin Raines' day is done after 4 innings of scoreless starting performance, only allowing 2 hits. And it's Parker Burt taking ball 1 and then taking strike 1. Burt grounded out on a 2-strike count to the shortstop in the second inning. And he'll send it on the ground again, this time to the second baseman, Drew Vega. Goes over to his right, but plenty of time to wing it over there for the first out of the inning. Sodbusters will take it. Another first out of the inning. Continues a streak of 5 straight innings where they've retired the leadoff man. So Burt 0 for 2 brings up Cody Clausius. The Spuds making their final time through their second trip through the lineup. Clausius, the 8-hitter, and takes the first pitch for a ball. A strikeout for Clausius back in the first inning. And Rockets one on the ground to Vega again at seconds. Has to gun it over there quickly. Clausius got down the line well, but not well enough. 2 consecutive balls on the ground, and good start for Chase Phillips.
And Drew Vega, probably the guy that you like at second base the most for this team. Hearing from the head coach, Josh Brenner, you wondered if they would set Vega with his hitting struggles, but he said he wanted him in the lineup for a team like Casper, probably for that reason, if nothing else.
Just keep him in the lineup for his glove alone. He is a solid defender. We've talked all season about the Sodbusters infield and even the outfield. Their main starting guys who have kind of established themselves by now are pretty much immaculate out in the field. Very rarely do you see them botch a routine play right at them. 3 straight misses to the 9th batter, Sean Glatz, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base in his first at bat in the third. Gets a strike called by Jim Langen. 3 balls and 1 strike to Glatz. Had a nice series so far. Bounces this one to third to Brock Cross. The lob over to first. 3 weakly hit balls on the ground, and the Spuds are retired for the 5th inning in a row without allowing a run for the Sodbuster pitching staff. They will take that 3-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th, looking for more when we return.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Sodbuster Baseball, the Sunday edition of it is now halfway gone as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning of this 9-inning contest. Sodbusters still in front 3-0. We've had this score since the very first inning. Ty Volmer gave up the 3 runs on 3 hits, but since then he has been very solid. Just 1 hit in the 4th inning, a few hit batters, and a walk. Otherwise, not much doing against Volmer, a guy that has had the Sodbusters number for the past couple of years. Looking to get on base to start things off will be Drew Vega. Vega yet to be retired this evening, a single and a hit by pitch. Vega came into this game 2 for his last 38, dating back to the Oahe series on the road. Pitch called a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. But Vega getting that bunt single back in the first inning where I don't think he was trying to bunt for a base hit. Maybe he was with a runner on, but the sacrifice turned successful into a base hit. So 1 for 1 today.
And whether you call it a sacrifice or not, when Drew Vega is bunting, he's bunting for a hit because he's got that kind of speed. And if he puts it down the third base line, it's going to be a hit.
That is absolutely correct. 1 ball and 1 strike. Waves and misses at the breaking ball. Had a tough day, did Vega yesterday. Went 0 for 5 and had a strikeout in it. In fact, in that 2 for 38 stretch, he only struck out 7 times, so it wasn't like he was just striking out a bunch of time. He was putting it in play, just not getting the results in the hit column. 2 balls, now 2 strikes from the Casper pitcher, Ty Volmer. 77 pitches, 46 in the zone for him. Vega hits it solidly, but a bit late on it. That bounces off the roof of the playground over down the right field line. Another healthy crowd at Duncan Field on this Sunday evening. With the Sunday family promotion going on, the kids get in free with the purchase of an adult ticket. Vega swings and misses at the upstairs fastball. First time that he has struck out today, and for Volmer, he'll get his 3rd strikeouts on the evening.
The Chase Phillips 1-2-3 inning, you're thinking, well, that's fairly standard in baseball. That was the first 1-2-3 inning for either team since the first inning yesterday when Derek Rocket set Casper down 1-2-3. So we've seen base runners a lot here the last couple of days.
Luke Cossey will try to be the first base runner. He'll send it in the air to center to Trent Rucker over to his right. Now drifting over to the left center field gap, but he had that one all the way 2 up and 2 down fairly quickly.
Rucker can cover a lot of ground out there. Both of these teams have really good outfielders.
It'll be Brock Cross trying to avoid back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for each side, but the way that it's been turning out since the second inning, it's kind of been blow for blow for each team. Cross checks his swing, and no swing is the call. They appeal down to first. Did they say he swung there? They did say he swung.
I thought he just called a strike.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he called a strike at the plate. I think Jim Langen said that he went around.
Second he swung, I looked down to Chris Sintek, who's just talking with the first baseman, Clausius. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Make a call. So that would explain why he didn't need to make a call there.
Because Jim Langen said, you swung.
Probably the right call as well. Cross quickly down 0-2, this time way up high 1-2. Cross in 2 at-bats, a strikeout and a deep fly out to left. That fly out advanced a couple of runners that ended up being left stranded. Volmer has locked in since. This time Cross crushes it to right field, but Marsick drifting back. He'll have room and make the catch. 3 up and 3 down for both sides in the 5th inning as we go to the 6th, still with a 3-0 score. Just 4 hits for Hastings, 2 for Casper. Pitching has been pretty darn good since the first inning here.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Still 3-0. We have sat this way since the first inning as we enter the top of the 6th. And it's Casper coming up against Chase Phillips. And Steve Stein's got you for the next few.
Well, Phillips 1, 2, 3 to the 7, 8, and 9, but now he has to face Marsick, Rucker, and McCarville, the top three batters in the order. We'll see what Chase Phillips can get done. You'd take a carbon copy with 10 pitches thrown. Yesterday, there were base runners aplenty, there were runs aplenty, there were hits aplenty as we set through a game that covered almost 4 hours. 15 runs, 24 hits, 26 stranded base runners. And the Sodbusters actually, they hit into 3 official double plays. Then they had a runner called out at second base for interference, which they also awarded the out at first. So I'm not sure if that officially goes as a double play, but technically they were the victims of 4 double plays in the game yesterday. And a one-run game, you look back at all those missed opportunities and think, what if? But now you just try to come out and salvage the final game of the series, and Matt Marsick takes strike 1. No balls and a strike on Marsick. Singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Matt Marsick, the Oklahoma Baptist Bison, watches this one go by for ball 1. Team which finished 500 in NCAA Division II ball. Marsick out of Arlington, Texas, but playing his summer ball again in Casper. Pitch is taken for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. And if you're going to live in Texas, play the spring in Oklahoma, Wyoming's a pretty good place to be in the summer because you don't want to be playing summer ball in Texas. Man, I'll bet that's hot. 2-1 pitch is upstairs for 3 balls and 1 strike on Matt Marsick. The walks have been an issue for Phillips at times. He does show good tempo, but just lost his command a little bit in his last outing at Casper and issues a leadoff walk to begin the 6th here. 1 on, nobody out. Yeah, it was odd that he picked up his first win of the year in a game which he kind of struggled from what he has shown earlier in the season. Went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, walked 5 and hit 1, and had some big walks during the course of a couple of straight innings when Casper was putting add-on runs up there that looked like they were going to be the difference. And then Hastings, lo and behold, puts up a 7-run 9th inning to win on Tuesday, 10-6. Pitch taken for a strike, no balls and a strike on Trent Rucker. Rucker 0 for 1, a walk and a pop-up in his first 2 plate appearances here at Duncan Field. 3-0 already in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Right on the inside corner for strike 2. So Phillips, after a 5-pitch walk, comes up and hits the black on the inside corner on that pitch to make it no balls and 2 strikes. He's in command here. Can he finish off Trent Rucker? Marsick definitely a stolen base candidate. Pitch outside. A good stop there for Jude Greaves as Marsick, 6 of 7 in stolen bases this year. Casper caught stealing for just the 3rd time this season. Earlier in the game, they're 26 out of 29. Amazing percentage here in the early going. Pick played back to first. Great stop for Ryan Jarvis. That baby was headed for the right field corner, and Jarvis made sure he stopped it. Marsick was going to be back in plenty of time anyway, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trent Rucker. All of those little things that lead to wins that don't show up in the scorebook. 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to the left side. Fielded by Cross. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. Not in time. 5-4 on the putout. That erases the speedy Matt Marsick. Trent Rucker reaches on the fielder's choice. Well played for Brock Cross. The good turn for Drew Vega, but no chance to get Rucker, who can run well as well.
Yeah, with Marsick busting it into second base as well. A hard slide in there. Made sure that there was going to be no return throw to first in time. But yeah, I think Rucker, even if Marsick doesn't go in there hard, his speed beats it out anyways.
Here's Cale McCarville, the Fort Scott Community College Greyhound, stepping into the right-handed box. He's from Springfield, Missouri. He's first pitch swinging and grounds it over by the Sodbuster dugout for a foul ball and strike 1 on Cale McCarville. McCarville, 286 coming into this one. Had a hit in the series opener in Hastings on Friday with a double, knocked in 3 and scored 1, but 0 for 5 yesterday with a run scored. Pitch taken for a strike, quickly 2 strikes, and Phillips, after his leadoff walk, has jumped in front of Rucker and McCarville. Nice job of showing a little intestinal fortitude. He has played a lot of summer ball in his time, and now going to college at Metro Community College in Kansas City, and blows it by McCarville for a strikeout here. So a fielder's choice grounder to strike out. 1 on, 2 outs for Hunter Billingsley.
Just going with the fastball there, even with the 2 strike counts, blew it right by him there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And you can see why Metro Community College Kansas City excited to have him maybe a part of their pitching staff after he was a very capable position player this past year. Little looping liner down the third base line, just foul. And at strike one on Hunter Billingsley, who was bidding for his second straight double. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Phillips, position player in the spring. They just did not want to rush him back from Tommy John surgery. And so, well, let's wait for the summer and see if you can get plenty of innings in. And I think that he's certainly proven capable of pitching at the college level. So he'll head back to Metro Community College, Kansas City for a third year and see what kind of offers he can get after that. 0-1 delivery. And the pitch fouled away, and hopefully he'll consider coming back and being a Hastings Sudbuster again next summer. Nice to have those local guys on the roster to join the folks from literally sometimes all over the world. We've had Japan, we've had the Netherlands, we've got a Canadian on the roster this year. It's been kind of cool to get that aspect of it. 0-2 pitch, runner goes, pitch swung on, and the tag will make, well, are they going to say foul ball? Let's stop things here. Jim Langen is going to try to get some help from Chris Sintak. He initially thought that it was swung on in the dirt, and they say no contact, and Hunter Billingsley cannot believe it. It's going to be a strikeout, Ryan Valenta.
Yeah, looking at the replay there, I mean, hitters, they know if they hit the pitch there, and even with a wood bat, it's kind of pretty obvious sometimes that you can hear the tick of it, but looking at the video replay, just could not see anything where there was any sort of contact, and field umpire probably doesn't have any better look at it there.
So, no runs, no hits, one man left, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 6. It's still 3-0 Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
To the bottom half of the 6th inning, fairly crisply played game. No errors in the contest. Sodbusters lead at 3-0. All the offense early. 3 runs on 4 hits. Remember yesterday, Sodbusters put up 3 runs on 5 hits in the opening frame, but couldn't make it stick. Fell behind 8-3 and came back and lost 8-7. Today, that has been all of the offense, as Austin Raines and Chase Phillips have been excellent for the Sodbusters, and Ty Volmer has been Ty Volmer since the second. He has really been good against Hastings. Line shot back up the middle, and this is going to be picked up by the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Jarvis solidly struck ball, but cannot make that work. Did Volmer get a piece of it? It almost looked like it ticked off his glove. I thought that had a little more velocity, but
it looked hard
out
off the bat.
Yeah.
It did, but it doesn't look like Volmer got a piece of it, and just a ball that died once it bounced. Maybe had a lot of backspin on it, but I was thinking the same thing as you, Steve.
Here's Loera now. He's 0 for 2. Had an RBI ground out. He's bunting and bunts it back to the screen. Volmer doing a good job of maximizing his pitches. He threw 25 in the first. Since then, he has only thrown 49, so 74 pitches coming into this frame. And Volmer getting a quality start for this team, saving the bullpen, much like Raines and Phillips for this Hastings squad. I think that was plan A anyway. Probably see if you can get 4 innings out of Raines and bring in Phillips just like they did at Casper. 2 guys who are basically long relievers. Raines happened to be the starter, and Chase Phillips, first guy out of the pen. Could see an old face for the Hastings Sudbusters, who I do believe is warming as the pitch is popped up right side, and that is going to be foul off the bat of Christian Loera. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Christian. Braden Cork, who was arguably the best pitcher for the Hastings Sudbusters a year ago, joining the team today, and they put a uniform on him and say, "You may pitch." Braden Cork, Northeast Community College, coming off an injury sustained in a car injury in the offseason, and he did pitch in the spring, but wanted to come back and have a chance to pitch here this summer as the pitch is fouled away. Actually got an opportunity in the Northwoods League for a time, but Northwood's bringing up some D1 guys, and so they ended up releasing Cork, and he still wanted to pitch a little more, and Hastings happy to have him. Loera trying to get on as a one-out base runner. 1-2 pitch way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Loera. 0 for 2 in the game with the run batted in. All 3 runs in the game coming in the first. Early offense and then really good pitching. Saw a lot of zeros put on the board yesterday. Sodbusters gave up that 8-run second. Pitches outside. And it goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's not very often you're going to get up 8 runs and throw 8 scoreless innings. But that was the case for Sodbuster pitching yesterday. As the Sodbusters scored in 3 innings, Casper just 1. 3-2 pitch on the way. Loera stays alive, working that pitch count. Love to get Vollmer out of there and see what happens against a Casper bullpen. Casper, 3.89 ERA on the season. The Hastings Sudbusters seeing their ERA balloon to 4.24 as a team over the last couple of days. 3-2 pitch. Again, Loera fouling it off. Good job. Went out, nobody on. It'll be the 8th pitch of the at-bat here to Christian Loera. As Vollmer continues to throw strikes, Loera continues to fight him off. Vollmer atop the hill. The right-hander brings it home. Loera takes it down the left field line this time, and that's going to reach the Sodbuster bullpen. Good hustle into that area there as Sean Glatz again covers a great amount of territory out there, but that's reached the area where it's unplayable anyway. There's a line down that left field line where it doesn't count even if you do catch it. Still, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Christian Loera. Sodbusters trying to get a one-out base runner and look to reignite the offense. 3 in the first, had some opportunities since, but no runs across since that opening frame. 3-2 pitch, foul back.
So that means Loera is going to see an 11th pitch now, his 7th foul ball of this at-bat. And perhaps if he can get on here, that could be the beginning of the end we hope for Ty Vollmer.
As Vollmer seeing that pitch count expand here. 96. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball to the left side. Right at the shortstop. He will make a low throw. Bounces it over. A good turf hop there. Right into the glove of Cody Clausius. Looked like Jack Opine was trying to do that as he just get the good one hop over there. And after all that, Vollmer wins the battle.
Did get the pitch count up there too, but like you mentioned, that was almost intentional, perhaps at shortstop, a short arm throw. Guys will do that sometimes, just intentionally bounce it up there to get a quicker throw off, but I think he would have had enough time to put a gun of a throw up there, but whatever that reason may be, still got the out.
Jackson Crane takes high for ball 1. He's 0 for 2. A pop up to the third baseman, a fly out to deep left field. He put a charge into it against Vollmer, but Sean Glatz has been handling everything out there in the tough left field play today. 1-0 delivery, and that's down low. Got your pair of left fielders talking about here. Crane has been excellent defensively, too. It is not an easy task to play left field at Duncan Field, particularly this time of day with the sun setting in the west. 2-0 delivery on the way. High fly ball, left field again, and foul, and going to be caught. Was that Braden Court making the catch?
He caught it out there in the bullpen.
Thankfully, we're not playing banana ball. That's an out. But Cork, who was warming, just getting a little game experience right there and makes the grab. 2-1 the count now on Jackson Crane. As the right-hander, Ty Vollmer, bringing it home. Blew it right by Crane there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. You think, okay, only throws 80-some miles an hour, but he has such good command, such good change of velocity, and if you're expecting curve and he brings the fastball, you're going to look like that. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Jackson Crane. One hopper to Opine. The shortstop's got it again, throws to first, and the Sodbusters gone in order again. So Ty Vollmer back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings, bidding to come out for perhaps another as he finishes the 6th. It's still 3-0 Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Bring you Sodbuster baseball, and the aforementioned Braden Cork will enter the game. 2 really good innings for Chase Phillips, as Phillips with a 1-2-3 fifth inning, and then allowed a leadoff walk in the 7th, but set the next 3 down. That will allow you to bring Phillips back on a short rest, as the Sodbusters going to be playing on the road 5 games in 4 days. You kind of think about pitch count. Phillips throwing under 30 pitches, so he actually could come back tomorrow if you need him, as if you throw under 30, you can come back the next day. And so that will allow us to see Braden Cork. Cork was really good for the Hastings Sudbusters last year, as he had quite the summer. Went 3-2 with 4 saves in 16 appearances, 53 1/3 innings. 21 runs, 17 of those earned, struck out 54. He walked 21 and hit for an ERA of 2.87. Had that really bad car injury and still was able to play in the spring, but never really got it going. 4-4, an 8.29 ERA in 46 2/3 innings. Again, had a chance in the Northwoods League, and Sodbusters thrilled to have him for hopefully the rest of this summer.
Yeah, he got plenty of experience on this mound. Of his 53 1/3 innings was by far the most pitched by any Sodbuster during last summer. A guy who had plenty of experience, and I know that he is itching to get back on this mound. He was a Sodbuster fan favorite last year. Guy who could start, he could relieve, he could close just about any situation. And welcome home, Braden Cork. Good to have you back, bud.
Jack Opine will try to get things started as they see the 3rd pitcher for the Hastings Sudbusters. So Hastings using its 3rd. And Casper will be having to use its 2nd. I theorize that Ty Volmer maybe earned another inning, but he has now hit the 100-pitch limit. He's at 102 and can't start an inning after that in the Independence League, so they will get a chance to get into the bullpen in the 7th. Meanwhile, 2-0 the count to Jack Opine as Braden Cork trying to find the strike zone. And a 2-0 delivery. That's right across for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Opine. Jack Opine, the Southeastern Missouri State Red Hawk, hit 143 in the spring. 2-1 delivery. Fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cork comes back and gets a couple of strikes after the 2 balls to Opine. He's from Prosper, Texas. Actually began his college career at Navarro Junior College. Navarro is where the head coach for the Casper Spuds is an assistant, so good tie in there. 2-2 delivery, taken upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will Iannaccone, first-year head coach, assistant at Navarro. Matt Jeffreyon, the pitching coach. Fly ball down the right field line, but foul. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes, and their first base coach is Austin Hummel. Sodbusters under the direction of Josh Printer, with the assistant coach, Corey Caranda. Andy Chase, statistician. 3-2 pitch on the way, and upstairs, lost him. Back-to-back leadoff walks for Sodbuster pitching, and hopefully Cork responds the way that Chase Phillips did and sets down the next 3. Wilcox, Burt, and Clausius now coming up for Casper. Neither team has committed an error. Really well-played game. Fun baseball here at Duncan Field. 3-0, Sodbusters on top. Braden Cork getting his Sodbuster feet wet and see what he can get done with a runner at first. Nobody out. Brings the pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. No action behind him. Want to see Braden find a way. Trust him with the kind of season he had last year. As Wilcox 0 for 1. Walked, caught stealing, and then popped up to the second baseman. And first 1-0 pitch is across for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Dakota College product. getting a chance to play summer ball back home. As he's a Casper guy, see several of the Casper players probably happy that they started this summer team, the Spuds, replacing what was the Casper Horseheads as a summer team in that area. Cork puts a one-hopper in there, about 55 feet. Now 2 balls and a strike on Caden Wilcox, still trying to gain his command in the early going. Big deep breath, and he works out of the stretch. Just getting here, meeting some of the new guys, and by the way, you're in. 2-1 delivery taken upstairs, 3-1. Now Cork in danger of walking the first 2 he faces here to open the 7th and a 3-0 game. Pretty high leverage situation for the Hastings Sudbusters in a game that the Hastings team really needs, trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game series. 3-1 pitch across for strike 2. And will they turn Opine free running at first? A team that likes to run. Does Opine have that kind of speed, or do they play it more conservatively down by 3? Opine's not going, and a pitch swung on and missed that probably was ball 4. Big strikeout there as offered at. Cork hitting almost 87 miles an hour, up to 88, and his off-speeders between 80 and 81.
Yeah, that's a fortunate right there for the Sodbusters. That was a big breaking ball. Started at the chest level, but bent way outside. Wilcox not able to lay off.
Parker Burt, the beer batter, is 0 for 2. He hasn't struck out. Sodbusters have been pretty good, Sodbuster staff, of picking beer batters. Runner goes. Pitch taken inside. Throw down is not going to be in time. Opine showing some wheels, and that throw was on the shortstop side. Nice job for Drew Vega to keep that from going into center field. And it's Parker Burt at the plate with an 0-1 count. Parker Burt trying to find a way to get on board and bring the first run home. In home games this year, Hastings 7 for 10 in terms of striking out beer batters. Yes, we provide all the stats here for Sodbuster Baseball. And Parker Burt now down to the count, 0 balls and 2 strikes. Burt trying to find his way aboard. Braden Cork trying to find his way by the beer batter and get a big second out here in the 7th. 0-2 delivery on the way, high and tight. 1 and 2 on Parker Burt.
A couple of pretty bad misses to high and tight to the right-handed hitters for Cork so far, but you know, I don't mind that miss, that high and tight pitch that can also set up a breaking ball outside that might induce a swing and a miss.
Just don't want to hit him at 0-2. That's the scariest thing about coming inside like that. 1-2 pitch from Braden Cork, and a bouncing ball to the left side. Loera will throw to third, tag applied, out! Coach thought he had gotten under the tag, Will Iannacone, but not called that way. How about that? Good job for the Sodbusters to get the lead runner, Loera, to cross. They applied the tag on Opine. 2 outs as Burt reaches on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, Opine clearly out at third base. Coach Iannacone maybe trying to influence a safe call there. It was close, but clearly in favor of the Sodbusters there. Excellent play by Loera and cross.
Pitch upstairs for ball 1. Cody Clausius takes ball 1, and you love the play of Christian Loera more and more as you see him play defense. It may be a heck of a lot like his head coach in college and his head coach here for the Sodbusters, Josh Printer. Bouncing ball to the right side, going to be fielded by Vega, and Braden Cork comes in and puts another 0 on the board as Clausius grounds to Vega. And after the leadoff walk, the next 3 retired. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at Duncan Field. Hastings 3 and Casper nothing. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sudbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sudbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sudbusters.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art. plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
As we see a new Casper pitcher coming on in a 3-0 Sodbuster lead. And it's Jake Martinez, a product of Nelson University, coming in 1-0 with a 0.96 ERA, making his 7th appearance in 18 2/3 innings, allowing 11 runs, 2 of those earned. He's allowed 12 hits, struck out 18, walked just 2, and hit 7. He was the starting pitcher and really should have been the winning pitcher for the squad from Casper, as he went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, just 1 of those earned, struck out 4, walked 1, hit 1. He was the starting pitcher when the bullpen melted down, and the Sodbusters scored 7 runs to rally for that 10-6 win. So a lot of carryovers from that Tuesday night game, as we saw both Raines and Phillips pitch for Hastings, and now Martinez makes an appearance in this matchup against the Hastings Sudbusters.
Yeah, even though he's a new pitcher, not going to be any easier than Ty Volmer, as he had those 6 innings of really good baseball against Hastings earlier in the week, but that's been the last time he's been out, so he's well rested, and he'll look to take aim at the bottom part of the Sodbusters lineup.
Yeah, it's been fascinating the way this series has worked out. You basically had the Sodbusters with a bullpen game last night. Casper kind of had their bullpen game yesterday, and now you got 2 really good pitching matchups today. I mean, as they basically throw maybe their top 2 starters at Hastings trying to get the series sweep, and Hastings getting those 3 early runs, and the Sodbusters trying to make it stand up with Raines, Phillips, and now Braden Cork. Hopefully that's all the deeper you have to go. This would be a huge win against, say, arguably 2 of the better ones against Casper. Here's Jude Greaves. Greaves a single in 2 at-bats, 1 for 2 for the Hastings Sodbuster catcher, with Jet Hannaford and Jaden Chabray to bat here in the home half of the 7th inning. Sun's still up, and it's the 7th inning. We were well in the dark yesterday in that 8-7, almost 4-hour contest here at Duncan Field. What was a very entertaining game, a lot of twists and turns, not very many relaxed pitches in that one. There was base runners all over the place, and you had to make so many pressure pitches. And a credit in particular to Elijah Thomas, who kept putting up zeros out of the bullpen for Hastings and giving them a chance. 0-1 delivery as Greaves took strike 1. And this one is popped up. Short right field. Second baseman gets underneath it. That took a long time to come down, and it's dropped. Oh my goodness, Caden Wilcox, the first error of the game. And I'm not going to say anything's easy, but that is a routine pop-up. It took a long time to come down, and Wilcox just got the yips, it looked like, a little bit. Big E4. Can the Sodbusters make it hurt?
I almost thought that maybe he just kind of took his eye off it at the last second, thinking that he easily had the catch, but does not get any more carbon cut out than that. It's just a flat-out error.
Here's Jet Hannaford, see if they can advance Greaves, if nothing else, and bat flies out of the hands of Hannaford. Fortunately, that didn't get an on-deck batter, as Sodbusters had Chabray standing over in that area, as the ball fouled away and Hannaford lost his lumber. No balls and a strike, runner at first. Big moment of the game. Sodbusters looking to add to a 3-0 lead. There is action in the pen for Hastings, a right-hander, and that may be, could that be Brock Cross warming to potentially work the 9th, even though he is in the game at third base, much like he did yesterday. 1 ball and 1 strike that counts on Jet Hannaford with a runner at first, and the Sodbusters on top 3-0. Big game as Hastings trying to put Casper another game back. Martinez takes his time, bunt shown, and pulling the bat back, and taking ball 2 is Jet Hannaford, and Hannaford's another guy up there. Even if he's sacrificing, he has the chance to beat it out if he can put it in the right spot. Do see third baseman Cale McCarville cheat in a few more steps in on the grass now for Casper. Hannaford squares again, gets the butt down on the left side. Going to be a tough play. McCarville, no play! Infield single for Jet Hannaford, and it's first and second and nobody out. An error and an infield single, and the top of the order coming up for the Hastings Sudbusters.
Perfectly placed there, and I think that's a good idea by McCarville. The runner probably going to beat the play out at first base. Don't want to risk throwing it down the line and put in a costly error. But with the Sodbusters, again, runners on with nobody out. Got to have some insurance here.
So the ball has not left the infield, and the Sodbusters have 2 on and nobody out. As Hastings will have a opportunity. Top of the order coming up, and it's going to be a visit to the mound here by the catcher, Parker Burt. Burt coming out and visiting with Martinez. That's baseball, isn't it? 2 balls. That's one got about 50 feet from home plate. The other the most routine of pop-ups, and it's 2 on and nobody out, and a huge opportunity for the Hastings Sudbusters to put a little more breathing room between themselves and the Spuds in a 3-0 game. Already squaring to bunt is Jaden Shabry. The first baseman is about 8 feet. And here's a line drive back up the middle, base hit, no bunt. Rounding third, they will keep everybody at their bases. A good strong throw home from Trent Rucker. No bunt there, Shabry, a rocket back up the middle. You're just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm glad that wasn't on the first base side. Otherwise, it could have been a death knell for Cody Clausius. As it stands, how about that? Bases loaded, nobody out, and a 3-0 game.
Get a little butcher boy action there, showing the bunt. I think that's usually when guys show bunt that early. They likely aren't actually going to bunt it, especially with Clausius right in his face. But a perfect line drive back up the middle. Good decision by Printer to hold the runner at third. You never want to make the first out on the base pass.
And Drew Vega bats now. Huge chance for him as he is taking strike 1. No balls and a strike. Had an infield single his first time up. Has since been hit by a pitch and struck out. And at the plate, Drew Vega trying to find a way. Hastings Sudbusters leading it by a score of 3-0. Martinez comes set, brings it home. Vega fouling the pitch away. The Sodbusters trying to add some insurance. 3 in the first, and that has been it. No balls and 2 strikes the count on Drew Vega here in inning number 7. Hastings scoring 3 runs on 4 hits, just 1 hit since that time before the Shabry solid single back up the middle. 0-2 delivery outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vega, a singles kind of hitter, so he's not really a sac fly guy per se. Just do what you can, put it in play. Middle infield is playing back, but Vega hard to double up. You'd take a ground ball in the middle infielder to get that run home from third if you can get him there. Pitch bounces away, it's up into the screen, it's a wild pitch, and the Sodbusters have a 4-0 lead, and it bounced out of play. Will this be a second run home? Just 1. Just 1 run home, just 1 base advancement on that play.
Almost unfortunate maybe because, yeah, your run's going to score regardless, but if that kicks up the third base line, could have a potential at another run coming home to score, but now you get the run home without having to put the ball in play, and Vegas still a chance with 2 strikes.
And now it's 2-2, and now Casper brings their entire infield in, so they take the double play off, so a lot of opportunities to hit through the drawn-in infield with the Sodbusters on top 4-0, runners at second and third. So no double play possibility for Casper. And the pitch is outside from 0-2 to 3-2. And now Vega, chance to maybe reach and keep the lineup moving. Would you love to get Luke Causey up there with the bases loaded and nobody out? He is on deck. So Martinez, tough to complain about what he's done. Got the pop-up and allowed the infield single. Just a solid shot from Shabry this inning. Here's a line drive back up the middle. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes a second run home. Throw home, not in time. Safe. 2-run single for Drew Vega. And the Sodbusters have 3 on the board in the 7th. They've broken it open. It's 6-0 Hastings.
And that a wave of relief coming out from Drew Vega. He's got the biggest smile known to man at first base right now. Guy who has been scuffling at the plate, a solid single, true Drew Vega fashion hit right there to make it 6-0, and a perfect line drive. Couldn't ask for more.
And you may be thinking changing your pitching plans now. You had Braden Court come in and throw 1 inning. Was it going to always be 1 inning? There is left-handed action behind him, and so it may be the end of the day for Cork anyway, but get a couple of more runs here, may you use a little lower leverage guy. It'd be interesting to see what's going through the mind of Josh Printer as Luke Causey takes strike one. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored a run. And Causey will take this one right across for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Causey. 3 have scored in the inning. The big error opening the door. The infield single on the potential sacrifice. Then the solid single from Chabry. 2-run single from Vega. 0-2 pitch. On the way.
Ouch.
Fouled off of Causey. And it's still 2 strikes on Luke. What an at bat for Drew Vega. He was down to the count 0-2, and the way it's been going, you're thinking, 0-2, not looking good. Battles his way to a 3-2 count, and then singles that to center for a 2-run single. And Causey goes around here on one that tied him up inside. Really good pitch for Martinez. There's the first out of the 7th inning.
Back foot slider right there. Perfect pitch to put across 0-2. Such kind of irresistible to left-handed hitters that go right into the zone, and the next thing you know, it's about to clip your back foot. You're headed back to the dugout.
Jake Martinez gets an important first out, runner at first, but 3 runs have scored for the Sodbusters. They have had 2 3-run innings. The difference in this contest, and excellent pitching, is the pitch taken for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Brock Cross. Austin Raines works the first 4. Chase Phillips 2 solid innings of relief, and Braden Cork put up a 0 in his first Sodbuster 2025 appearance. 1-0 delivery. Right across for strike, 1 ball and 1 strike on Brock Cross. 0 for 3 in this game, but had the big contest yesterday, a solid 9th inning of relief, and had a multi-hit contest as well. 2 for 4 and a run batted in from the Arizona product, who's headed to Washington State. Pitch outside, runner goes. Drew Vega down to second, stolen base. Vega into scoring position now with stolen base number 7 in 9 attempts for the Hastings Sudbusters.
Picked a perfect pitch to go on, low and away. Credit Parker Burt, his throw, almost a sidearm throw from his knees, was still pretty close.
Got some good catchers on this Casper staff, really good at blocking balls that won this inning notwithstanding, that turned into a wild pitch and played to the first run this frame. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Opine's got it on 2 hops. Set throw to first in time. 2 outs. Vega advances to third. And we'll see if Ryan Jarvis can tack on an insurance run here with an RBI.
Jarvis with that double back in the first inning, and his ground out in the 6th inning was also solidly struck as well. But he's a guy that absolutely knows what to do in this situation and can line a single right over just about anybody's head.
Jarvis got the 2-run double, followed up by Loera's RBI ground out as the Sodbusters put the finishing touches on a 3-run first. They've added 3 here in the 7th to gain some working room against this Casper team, trying to salvage the 3rd game of a 3-game series and put Casper 2.5 back. First half will end on June 27th. Spearfish very much in the mix as well. They were just a game and a half back, taking on Oahe today. As Martinez, a 1-0 count to Ryan Jarvis. Takes the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ryan Jarvis. Now, Ryan's already politicking. If the Sodbusters make the playoffs, can I come back? Everybody's going to be asking that. All these mid-season guys who are leaving, if you make the playoffs, well, sure, we'll come back for that. So hopefully they'll have that opportunity, and hopefully Scott Galusha is going to have a lot of tough decisions to make in terms of roster by the end of the year. But still a lot of baseball to be played before you start thinking playoffs.
Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
That's exactly. Yep.
I just want to win a game.
That's right. 2-1 the count. Jarvis can start thinking about that, though, and he's going to be leaving the Sodbusters here in a week or so, as he's got some professional things that he's going to be taking care of. A very aggressive major as Jarvis trying to find his way on board. So he's going to go into rehab medicine, basically involved in pre-physical therapy now. He'll have 4 years of college, then some more schooling after that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third, 3 home for the Sodbusters here in the home half of the 7th inning, and the pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Opine's got it. Ranging to his left, throws in time. He's pretty solid out there. Makes a couple of 6-3 putouts to end the inning, but Hastings comes up with 3. 3 runs on 3 hits. 1 huge error, and 1 man left. And we head to the 8th. Ryan Valent will take you home when we come back. 6-0 Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now. There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Welcome back to Sodbuster Baseball, a inning where Hastings doubles its lead against the Casper Spuds with 3 runs in the 7th, as they now have a 6-0 lead over the Casper Spuds. Braden Cork is set to go for his 2nd inning in relief, and just 6 more outs for the defense to get, hopefully, before they can salvage his final games of the series. Better late than never. General Manager co-owner Scott Galusha coming up with us for this 8th inning. Scott, thanks for joining us, and happy Sunday to you, and happy to be talking to you with this 6-0 lead.
Well, we knew this was an important game today. Casper is the defending champion. They have 14 kids back on that roster. They know how to win. And, yesterday was a game that hurt a little bit because I thought we played better, except for maybe 30 minutes. That was
one inning.
Long inning. But anyway, we knew this was important because this would really – we knew going into this 4-3, 3-4, we'd be happy and move on with the start we had. And so it's really important for us to finish this. Got a long way to go yet because it's a good team, but really happy with how our kids continue to respond when it doesn't always go their way.
And the Sodbusters trying to respond with their win this evening. First off, a pinch hitter for the Casper Spuds. River Smith will take over for the 9th place bat of the former left fielder Sean Glatz, who was 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, but River Smith taking the at-bat in this one, 5 for 22 in this 6-game series, and a total of 15 hits for him this summer. Well, Scott, I don't know if you were involved in pushing buttons and getting Braden Cork back, but it's always good to see your innings leader from last year coming back and spending some time with the Sodbusters.
Well,
is he going to be a guy that's hopefully going to stay the rest of the season?
Yeah, he'll be here for the rest of the year.
Awesome.
What a tremendous kid and a great family. And I'm going to tell you the story because it's, it's hard to say if there's ever one of them that's my favorite. But so Braden was our best pitcher last year, hands down. No issues. He was the man. When we needed something done, we went to Cork. So let's see what he does here.
Full count pitch. That's a line shot into right field, but we've got a man there. Luke Cossey puts it away for out number 1.
So anyway, I'm sitting in press box number 4, and it's probably, I don't know, January, February, March sometime. And I get a call, look at my phone, and it's Cork. So I said, what's up? And he goes, I got a problem. And I said, what's that problem? And he goes, well, I didn't have a very good spring. As it turns out, he got in a car accident. Not his fault, but I didn't have a very good spring. And I really want to stay home this summer, and I was hoping it'd be okay if I played for Fremont. And I said, absolutely, we want what's best for you. And so he said, will you call Chad? So I said, sure. So I hung up the phone, called Chad, and I said, I know his numbers weren't great in the spring, but he's an excellent kid. He's a great pitcher, and he won't hurt you. So Chad said, well, it wasn't very good. He said, we'll take him anyway. I said, okay, I think that's what you should do. So I called Brandon back and said, I got you a spot with Fremont. But I said, I want you to know you're always a buster. And he knows that. And so, obviously, how the story turns out. So right before the season starts, Brandon gets an opportunity to pitch in the Northwoods.
Yeah.
And so he was up in the Northwoods, and, I'm calling everybody that I know more than once. And one day I stay in touch with his family. Just what a wonderful family. A longtime baseball coach and a baseball widow, his mom. But anyway, So I called him, and he was on the bus back to a place, and I said, hey, I don't know if you're going to get a full-year contract or not with the Northwoods, but if not, we'd love to have you. And so I had a nice conversation with him, and I didn't hear from him. And then earlier this week, I got the text that says, I'm a buster. I'll be there Saturday or Sunday. And
awesome.
It's just neat. That's the best part about my job that no one gets to see is the relationships that you build with these kids, and you meet their family. It's just cool to see him do that, and he's away from home again, but I know he's in the right spot. He likes to pitch for us, and what a great time for him. We lost Rocket yesterday, who did a great job for us, and what a courageous effort for him yesterday. And matter of fact, I got the text from him. He made it home safely.
Good.
So he's good, and he's probably watching tonight. So he did a great job for us in his 4 starts. But it was really nice to be able to replace Rocket with Braden Court. And so we're nice to have him back, and he's going to be in a relief role for at least for a while, and we'll see if he wants to stay in that role, if we want to stretch him out. I'm not sure what we're going to do with him yet, but it sure is nice to had a big smile on my face when I saw number 14 walking around on the field earlier today.
Awesome. Corkin did issue another walk, his second walk against Marsick.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Well, guy that's given his first outing, we'll give him a pass for this time, but we'll put the limit at 2 here. Up at bat, it's Trent Rucker, 0 for 2 today with a walk. Has popped out and grounded into a fielder's choice as well, but Cork has gotten him ahead 0-2. As we mentioned, this very important game for the Sodbusters to push Casper back to 2.5 games. There's a fly ball that's slicing into right center field, going over and sliding, making the catch is Jet Hannaford, robbing Rucker of potential base hits for the second out of the inning.
Man, if you're going to be named Jet, you better be fast, right?
Yes, indeed.
And boy, I thought that ball was tailing away from him. He wasn't going to get there, but another great play by our defense, and boy, it keeps going, and so proud of our kids. We have it didn't go very well for us Friday night. We ran out of pitching, and sometimes that happens in summer baseball. But every time something goes wrong with these kids, they respond. And they gave an 8-run inning in the second inning last night, and guess what? They didn't quit. They just kept battling, and frankly, most likely should have won the game and didn't go their way. So you wonder how they're going to respond today. Well, guess what? About what I thought. They're just a bunch of good kids who want to play baseball and get out there and compete. So I couldn't be more proud to have these guys wear the Sodbuster uniform.
With 2 outs here in the 8th inning, this is another pinch hitter for Casper. This is Brody Barker from Harriman, Utah, Lindenwood University product. He played in last night's game, didn't play in the Friday home game. Barker went 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He also walked twice against the Sodbusters, 3 for 7 in this 6-game series. Marsick still at first with 2 outs, and Cork has missed with 3 straights. But like we've talked about with you, Scott, before, pitching's been the main concern. Guys can have off days, and you have to throw more guys than you like.
Yeah.
Friday, you ran out of pitching as well, but you're able to get a decent start from Austin Raines, and for him to pitch 4 innings again. Phillips does a nice job. Cork does again, but keeping it there stretched out too, and hopefully you have guys be successful and have more guys coming out during the season. But to your point,
yes, what caused all this to happen was Elijah Thomas last night. He did not only was he dominant, he just kept eating up innings. And so that's the thing about summer baseball that you don't always see from the outside looking in is Elijah he has literally allowed us to set up our pitching for our next road trip because he was able to do what he's done. So again, that shows up. It doesn't look great in the book. His stats were good, but it doesn't get a win out of it. But he literally is responsible for how we play tonight or how we've been able to play tonight. And he's allowed us to set up some guys for the road trip.
All right, well, the Sodbusters get out of this top of the 8th inning with no damage done. Casper still with just 2 hits on the contest. They have struggled to get any sort of momentum on the base pass, but a nice job by Braden Cork, 2 scoreless innings. And for Josh Printer's squad, it's now 3 outs to get. They will look to get 3 more in this bottom of the of 3 more opportunities at least in this bottom of the 8th inning before whomever else comes out in the 9th. Scott, if you're down there, do you send Cork out for the 9th, or you maybe have another guy come out of the pen?
And again, I don't know for sure. I think it wouldn't surprise me if they went back to Brock Cross, who threw 11 pitches last night in the 9th inning.
We did see him warming earlier.
Yep. So I know he's ready, and there goes Jacob. Right now is going out there right now, and he also Ethan Foley, and Ethan Foley's going to start getting a few innings for us as well. So both of those guys are going to warm up a little bit depending on what happens, but I think Cork's done. We just wanted to get him comfortable, get him in the right situation to start with, and see if we can't get him back ready to go maybe Tuesday or Wednesday in Spearfish.
The Casper Spuds, they will be off. So will the Sodbusters after this game. The Monday game in Milwaukee, then Spearfish for 4 games. They'll have a doubleheader in one of those games where the Sodbusters will make up one of the games here, and then the Plainsmen come to town for the weekend, as well do the Prospects, to round out the first half of the season. Scott, what else do you have to?
First of all, Foley's down there loosening up, so I wouldn't be surprised, especially if as long as it's not a quick 1, 2, 3 inning. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ethan Foley in the 9th. Okay. That'd be nice, and then we have Brock Cross behind him if we need it in that inning. So that would be my guess. We're working on changing up some games, so stay tuned to that schedule. It looks like we're going to try to play a doubleheader on the, I believe it's Saturday the 21st, against the Plainsmen. We're going to play. We're trying to play 2 7-inning games starting at 5:30 that Saturday night. And then all I'm trying to do is buy my guys a day off with 17, 18 games in 16 days. And then that would allow us to have Monday off before we go back to Casper for 3 more to end the first half. So
that would be very fortuitous for the guys. They have been in action since last Monday, and if they wouldn't get a day off, they wouldn't get one until the end of the first half of the season. Jake Martinez back out for the Spuds. He came on in relief back in the last inning, but Christian Loera is the first to meet him, followed by Jackson Crane and Jude Greaves. Loera has driven in a run on a ground out, but he's made some pretty nice plays in the field as well, but is down 0-2. Puts it on the ground to first base. Backing up is Clausius, feeds the pitcher covering, and does get him in time for the first out.
Nice play. Made that look easy, and that was a close play at first. 2 guys get there about the same time, so nice play defensively by the Spuds. Nobody likes to play as many games, and they love playing baseball, so they'll play every day all the time. But the thing that's hard about it is when you get a chance to give them a break, you got to try to give them a break, and so we're trying to do that because we ask them to go out there and compete hard every day, and I know they're playing baseball, but it's still hot. It's still Nebraska. Attaway, Jackson.
Jackson Crane, the single to left field after his 3-hit game last night. He's got hits in back-to-back contests with that 1-out single.
Jackson is not flashy. He's just a lunch pail guy who just, he's going to get the job done for you. Solid hitter, professional at bats about every time out there, and he plays a solid defense. So he's just a steadying force to that lineup.
You mentioned, he's a guy that, Meals post-game, first ground ball to second. Taylor made double play. The throw at first is wild, though. Caden Wilcox really took his time getting it back to first, and credit Jude Greaves for getting down the line, but that'll be an error there on the throw that probably should have been an ending double play.
I don't know. I don't think you can give an error on that play because you can't assume a double play, right? And we didn't get an extra bag from it. Okay. So
fielder's choice.
Yeah, I think it's just, and again, that's just semantics because it surely was an error. But I don't think you can assume a double play. So I think it goes down as a fielder's choice.
That's exactly what it goes down as, and unfortunately for Jude Greaves, that was 94 off the bat right there. You can't hit it much harder. That one gets back to the screen on the first pitch to Hannaford, and Greaves will get down to second.
Well, that reminds me, I always talk about this. Hitting into double plays is the most overrated stat in the world because what it means is, in most cases, is that you hit the ball hard and you happen to hit it right at somebody. And that's kind of what we did last night, which was so disappointing because I think it was – trying to figure out. I know it was at least 4 double plays, if not a fifth.
There were 3 for us, and we may have turned 1.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, but anyway, those hurt. Those are momentum killers, especially when one of our kids missed a bunt sign on one of them, and so That was unfortunate, but those are little things that we can clean up. Those are things that we can control, and those are things that I know we're going to continue to improve on as we move forward.
1 ball and no strikes to Jet Hannaford. After the long delay in between pitches, he sends it back up the middle. That's a base hit. Coming around third and getting the stop sign is Jude Greaves. It bounces off the mound, and now here comes Greaves around, and he will score on a fortuitous break for the Sodbusters. Unbelievable. They get their 7th run.
Again, a little lucky there, but we'll take it. Nice job by Jet. He deserved that after making a good play defensively to come up there and take one right back up the middle. So nice job adding to the lead. That's what I like to see. Keep that pressure on them because you don't know. I mean, it's going to come down to a game or two here in a couple weeks.
It will. And looking ahead, we mentioned it's just a couple of weeks. The end next couple Thursdays from now, the 26th, so in 11 days is the final game of the end of the first half. The Sodbusters do have 3 more games against Casper after this one. Jaden Shabry is up. He grounds one to the right side, but that is right at Clausius, the sprint to the base, and he wins it. The Sodbusters get a big insurance run to make it 7-0, and we will go to the 9th with the Sodbusters up in front and a new arm coming out of the...
Looks like it is Ethan, which is good.
All right. Well, Scott.
Yep. Thank you. Hey, I know my kids are watching, so thanks for all the calls for Father's Day. I wish all you guys would be together, but the cool part is I've got a chance to talk to or text everybody today, which is great, and I'm going to see most of you on Wednesday when I'm on vacation. So I'm sure everything will be great when I'm gone, and I'll be watching and listening to you guys. You guys do such a great job. Matter of fact, I thought about maybe staying home a little bit tonight to watch, but I got to be here. This is what I do.
Well, we appreciate you being here on this day meant for fathers like Scott Galusha. Shout out to the Galusha family and the guy that does a lot of stuff. And even though you're coming up in the 8th inning, we know you're very busy and appreciate you making time for us.
Well, thanks for letting me get in here. It's always nice to talk to you guys, and I love what you do up here, so thank you very much.
Very good. We'll be right back with the 9th inning as Sweet Caroline in the ballpark.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Neil Diamond serenading the fans at Duncan Field for the 9th inning tradition. And Steve, when was the last time it was still light out when we entered the 9th inning here? It's been quite a while. We're just barely over 2 hours of game time. Very fast-paced moving game from the 2nd to the 6th innings. Sodbusters getting 3 runs in the 7th and another insurance run in the 8th on a fortuitous play by a throw in from center field. As strike 1 delivered here in the 9th inning, it will still be Braden Cork on the mound. So he must have said the magic words. It looked like there was a new pitcher coming in from the bullpen. But Cork will try and get the final 3 outs of the game. Liner to right, but it's right at Luke Cossey. Hunter Billingsley put some good wood on that, but nothing to show for it. 1 up and 1 down.
Who's the best outfielder for the Hastings Sudbusters? I don't know if I want to judge, but, man, there have been some really good outfield plays because that was about as routine as it gets. Because he's covered some ground, Jet Hannaford, there is no way he gets to that ball in center field and made it look really easy. You saw Chase Phillips yesterday. And then the left field, Jackson Crane, has looked good playing the sun out there. It's been a fun outfield here the last few days.
And you've got other guys that you can stick out here if you need to. But these 3 guys on the field right now, probably your best guys that you're able to put up in the outfield. It's Jack Opine, getting the at-bat with the bases empty against Cork. That's up high to make it a 1-2 count. Opine today is 0 for 2 with a ground out, a pop out, and a walk. Foul tip into the mitts. I guess the count was wrong. The scoreboard had it right. We had it wrong. It's now 2-2. Chopper foul down the third base line. So the defense staying the same for the 9th inning, as we thought that it might change with a new pitcher coming in. But it's Braden Cork trying to get the final 3 outs and to salvage this 3-game home series. Liner, that's into the right field gap, and that will be extra bases for Opine. He rounds the bag, and Hannaford gets to it and will hold Opine to a double. The first double for him today, and the 4 and 5 hitters with a double here for the Spuds tonight.
Opine's really scuffled to the plate against Hastings, so a nice consolation double for him as the Sodbusters trying to put things on ice here in the ninth.
Very grateful for those 3 insurance runs in the 7th. Otherwise, it's still zeros. That 3 runs in the first inning, all that Sodbusters can muster. Then things start to get a little interesting, but you've still got a lot of rope to work with. Now for the Casper Spuds, a pinch hitter up at the plates. Andrew Witt is pinch hitting for Caden Wilcox, the Montana State Billings product from Bakersfield, California. He's had a nice series in this week against Hastings, going 5 for 10 with a double and a triple and 4 runs driven in. He's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Opine at second after his double. This will be the 52nd pitch for Braden Cork. Time is called, as couldn't decide on the sign quick enough.
You'd like to see him get out of this in under 60. That means you only have to rest him 2 days, and I think that was one of the reasons they would kind of like to get him out of there heading into this 9th, or at least if you're Scott Galusha, GM owner, that was the thinking he had in a 7-0 game.
It did look like Foley was coming in, so he might still be warm. And we'll have to see if Cork can get these final 2 outs in under 8 pitches. He still has Witt 0-2, misses high and away to make it 1-2. So the Sodbusters set to win 3 games out of this 7-game series. Teams went 2-2 on the road, and Casper has won the Friday and Saturday games. Sprayed out of play to keep it 1-2 strikes.
And isn't it odd, if they can preserve the shutout, 2 of the 3 wins would have been the first 2 shutouts of the year for the Sodbusters after giving up a combined 21 the last 2 days.
Sodbusters are still looking for their first shutout at home. They did get the shutout back on Thursday, 4-0 in Casper. Called to strike 3. That did catch the zone according to Flight Scope. So a strike right there all the way as Witt goes down looking.
Looks like another pinch hitter coming here. We're going to have a chance to see Stone Vasek get an AB before the end of this one as the Sodbusters trying to close things out. Yeah, you win 4-0 to feel really good about things. Then you come home and just get blasted. Give up an 8-run inning. And you look at it, 8 runs in the 2nd inning yesterday. You work 7 scoreless yesterday and on the verge of 9 scoreless today. There's not going to be very many teams that do this to Casper and in terms of putting up this many zeros against a team that hits it pretty well. Now, they may not be as powerful as they were last year, but this is a team that scores runs.
Casper getting shut out on Thursday. They're only such instance of that this year. That potential run at second base. So it'll be Stone Vasek to try and get the Casper Spuds on the scoreboard. Vasek not a starter in today's game, only appeared in 2 games in this now 7-game series, and he is 0 for 7 with a walk. Good breaking ball. Cork drops it in there to make it 1-1. Action is warming just in case. Cork now at 57 pitches. On the way, down the right field side, but out of play. One more strike can salt this one away for the Hastings Sudbusters. And of course, stick around. We'll have our post-game coverage, go over the final numbers, and recap the game and get a chance to talk with the coaching staff. The clap underway at Duncan with the 1-2. Doesn't get the offer, and it's outside for a 2-2 count. And time is called. Here comes head coach Josh Printer, and that is the 59th pitch, and that is indeed going to be the end of the day for Braden Cork mid-count because they would like to not rest him for one more day if they don't have to, it looks like. And Coach Printer making the awkward walk off, but I mean it's tough to pull a guy when you're one strike away from salting this thing away, but from a management standpoint, that's exactly what's going to be happening here. Braden Cork will get a nice round of applause as he tosses 2 2/3 scoreless innings, and now, for real, there will be a new Sodbuster pitcher to get the final out, or maybe the final strike here when we come back.
At Hastings College, we celebrate all the ways you shine. From more than 20 athletic teams to band, choir, theater, and art, plus esports, creative writing, speech, and media. Join in to earn a scholarship and find your people, the friends you'll hang out and have fun with. It's what makes Hastings great. So check out Hastings College, where your experience matters, in the classroom and in the activities you love to do. Visit us at hastings.edu.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
We come back with a new Sodbuster pitcher who is seen his first time on the mound this season, but not his first time on the field. Graham Hilton, the Mustang, Oklahoma native, playing ball at North Oklahoma Enid. He will see his first time on the mound in a 7-0 game with lots of wiggle room win. Sodbusters don't want to use one of their main pitchers if they don't have to. And looking at the stats, 2 seasons for North Oklahoma Enid, Hilton did not see any time playing on the mound or pitching on the mound, just was a 263 hitter last season for Enid. But he will get the opportunity to pitch here and take over a 2-2 count. Again, weird taking a guy out in the top of the 9th with a 2-2 count, but just for management reasons, the Sodbusters can bring Braden Cork back a day sooner rather than if he were to throw another pitch, and they will likely need him on the road trip against Oahe and Spearfish.
And it totally could be a statistical anomaly. You would love to see Graham Hilton throw one pitch and it be a strike, because then you'd have your guy, how the heck did he get a strikeout with one pitch? But that's the way it would be, the one pitch thrown, one strikeout. If he could find a way to get it right here, make it happen, buddy.
Doesn't quite get it there. It's up high and away, 3-2. That is curious, too. I know if you come on as like a pinch hitter, if there's 2 strikes and you strike out, then it goes to the guy who was hitting. Maybe it's the same with the pitcher. If he strikes him out with 2 strikes, does
he gets the guy who gets the 3rd strike gets the strikeout.
That's what you'd think. It's outside for ball 4, so 2 misses, and the pinch hitter, Stone Vasek, will reach.
Now, I believe that since there were 2 balls in the count, I think the walk actually goes to Cork. I believe that. I'll have to ask an official statistician. Andy will have to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that the walk is actually not Hilton's. Now he has his first official batter.
Isn't it funny how baseball works? The stat happens if only this happens or if this happens, but not if this happens, and you get the idea. The next batter, Cody Clausius. It's 2 on with 2 outs. Still just one more out to get for the Hastings Sudbusters to salvage this final game of the 3-game series at home. Way high off the glove, but no advance by the runner at second base, Opine. Clausius today 0 for 3 with a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. So it's Opine at first and Vasek at first. Excuse me, Opine is at second. 2-0, that's way up high, and Hilton is yet to find the strike zone in 5 pitches so far. Clausius, the 8th place hitter. And Casper looking like they will go with another pinch hitter, and that hits him on the shoulder. So 6 pitches, none of them finding the strike zone for Graham Hilton, who has been the kind of every other day Sodbuster catcher so far, and Christian Loera wants a quick word with his pitcher here.
And sprinting to the bullpen was Ethan Foley. I think Foley was the guy that Scott Galusha thought would be your let's eat up an inning in a 7-0 contest. He is out there warming now, and the shutout certainly in jeopardy for the Hastings Sudbusters.
So with the hit batter, that loads the bases full of Spuds. And his ball is up high and tight to another pinch hitter, Cannon Billingsley. He is the cousin of Hunter Billingsley, who got the start today. It's Cannon 1 for 16 in 6 games this season. Finally finds the zone in a sarcastic cheer for the Sodbuster fans.
Biggest cheer since the beer batter. I mean, that was they're ready to be done. They want to get done before dark, too.
Back-to-back finding the zone on pitches number 8 and 9 for Graham Hilton against Cannon Billingsley. Appeared in 1 game in this series against the Sodbusters and was 0 for 2. One more pitch. Pop-outs of play, and we will do it again. So 3 straight connections with Hilton and the strike zone. Sodbusters 1 strike away. For the 3rd time we've said this. From the wind. That is a fly ball to medium left field. Going back is Crane. He puts the squeeze on it. And for the first time this season, the Sodbusters shut out an opponent at home. They win it 7-0 over the defending Independence League champions to salvage this 3-game home series. And after 7 days of playing the same opponents, the Sodbusters go 3-4. And they will come out of this weekend 2.5 games ahead of the standings of the Casper Spuds. More to talk about and lots after this break on Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sudbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Our Sodbuster Baseball broadcast is our final until we see you next weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Steve Stein, myself, Ryan Valenta with our post-game coverage of the 7-0 Hastings win. They do get the win after dropping the Friday and Saturday contests, so they end up going 3-4 against Casper, the defending Independence League champions, and lots to talk about in this one here after a pretty embarrassing 13-2 loss on Friday, the first proper beating for the Sodbusters this year, and then last night's game, almost fighting from behind, a game where even Scott told us he thought they should have won. in that game on multiple occasions, losing that one 8-7, but coming back tonight on the verge of being swept in the game, but winning not only by posting 7 runs, but in shutout fashion. Pretty good tonight. Steve, pitching was great. Offense got it going in those 3 lone innings, which they put up runs in multiple, 2 of them. But good things all around it to talk about.
And you start with the bottom half of the first inning for the second day in a row, getting the 3 runs home, 3 runs on 4 hits, big 2-run double from Ryan Jarvis. And then Austin Raines puts up 4 shutout innings. Chase Phillips follows him with 2 more. And then you get the 2 2/3 from Braden Cork, and then the finish up from Graham Hilton. So an unlikely finish to a shutout for Sodbuster baseball in terms of Graham Hilton getting that final out, but a good job of managing the pitch count and have a chance to bring Cork back in a couple of days. But this was all about the pitching, as no runs, 3 hits for Casper in the game. This is a pretty good Casper hitting team, and you shut them out 2 out of 4 games. Feel pretty good about that. When we were going into this 7 games, you're thinking, okay, 3. You're okay with 3 and 4. You don't want to be 2-5, 1-6, or 0-7. You still have them 2.5 games back, but Spearfish keeps winning. They're actually the new second-place team by themselves in the Independence League standings. So this Hastings team doing what it needed to do against the defending champs, winning 3 out of 7.
Yeah, Spearfish winning against Oahe 10-8, so they're now in second place. And sole possession of second place. They came into this game tied for second place with Casper. So Hastings now 12-4, Casper 10-7. The Sodbusters will head to Oahe for a single game tomorrow before they play Spearfish for 4 games Tuesday through Thursday. They're going to have a Wednesday doubleheader. But yeah, we thought that we'd be looking to the Casper series. I mean, we still may be looking to the Casper series at the end of next week, but how big does that Spearfish one now look? But Hastings getting some valuable pitching efforts. We told you about the shutout. 4 innings from Austin Raines. Almost like to see him maybe extend his outings a little bit longer, but of course want to ramp those guys up that maybe haven't pitched in a while, or for whatever ulterior motives that they haven't pitched more than 4 innings. But Raines, another great start for him. Chase Phillips ends up getting the win, going 2 innings of scoreless relief. Braden Cork with 2 2/3. Again, he was pulled for the final batter, but Graham Hilton to get it. And to get the Sodbusters their first shutout at home, there was 3 separate instances where they were in the 9th inning. They had the shutout going and then just coughed up 1 run to not quite get the shutout, but good that they were able to get it tonight. Pitching staff, I think, sets them up well. You didn't have to use Ethan Foley at all. Not sure if he's in your pitching plans for the week. I'm probably sure he probably is, but the offense as well, 2 multi-hit games from Jaden Shabry. Drew Vega, that huge RBI single, and something that had to feel like a weight off of his shoulders after he scuffled at the plate for quite a while. Jed Hannaford also with a 2-hit game. Ryan Jarvis, Jackson Crane, and Jude Greaves the other hits. 9 hits for Hastings and just 3 hits for Casper. Matt Marsick, Hunter Billingsley, and Jack Opine, the only 3 hits for them. Casper did get some guys on the base. They did end up leaving 6 men on base throughout the game and were not able to score. The Sodbusters, the only team to shut them out twice this season. And Casper will look for answers in their next series after this one, as the Sodbusters will look to continue it here. Head coach Josh Printer, congratulations on the win, 7-0. You shut out the Spuds for the 2nd time in the series, and I think just a testament for your team to come back after 2 pretty tough losses on the weekend. How good did it feel to get this win tonight?
Felt really good. All the credit to our pitching staff today. Ended up putting up zeros all day and just threw 4. We had four different guys. Graham came in at the end, but great job by Raines, Phillips, Cork, and then pitch count wise, if I needed, I was trying to save him an extra day at the end for Cork, but Graham came in, got a little wild, but ended up getting us out of there. But great job pitching staff all day.
And when you think about it, it was an 8-7 game yesterday, but you had 7 zeros to end the game yesterday. That is 16 straight zeros put up by the pitching staff, and against a Casper team that can swing it a little bit, that's pretty impressive top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean, just obviously everyone's trying to throw strikes, but just really hone in on that. We don't need to nibble. I mean, umpires in this league will give you a little bit, but just going right at them and kind of putting the pressure on them, especially when we have some innings that we score runs, kind of go right at them and try to limit the free bases. And defensively behind our pitching staff today did a great job behind them as well.
And right out of the gates, you started it off early, back-to-back singles by Shabry and Vega. Kasi works a walk, and then Ryan Jarvis drives home too with a double. You get on the board for the first time again in back-to-back games. That's really set the tone, I think, for Reigns, who I think fed off that energy. How important was it to get on first tonight?
Oh yeah, huge hit by Jarv. Kind of had the big bump by Vega, and really good AB by Shabry to start it off, and then walking Kazi there. But huge 2-run double by Jarv in the first, and then going to the, you guys are probably already going to ask me here in a second, but jumping to the 7th and 8th, huge bunt by Jet, getting on by Jude, the bunt by Jet, and then the little butcher boy with Jaden Shabry again had a nice piece right back up the middle, and that was a huge inning too, getting more there then.
That set the stage for Drew Vega, who had been battling it. How cool was it to see him get the 2-run single to give the Sodbuster some breathing room and to probably take a weight off of his shoulders a little bit?
Look like last year Vega. I mean, even game 1 when we faced the starter we faced today, he smashed the ball right at people. We had like 4 lineouts that game. So just trying to stay middle in that situation and just stay Drew Vega and just have a nice hard RBI single and score 2 runs, which was a huge hit. So
also pretty cool to get Braden Cork back for the summer too, a guy who Scott told us he was trying to pitch for Fremont this summer, and he lands back here in a Sodbuster uniform. He pitches the courageous 2 2/3 innings to get his feet set to, and I know we understood the reason why you took him out in the 9th. Maybe the fans didn't, but you get to use him a little bit sooner on the road trip. How about him coming in relief and providing some good innings for you, and hopefully getting his feet to do whatever for you in the later part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, Cork was a huge asset out of the bullpen last year. It was really fun playing behind him. He's a pretty fast tempo pitcher, and just fill it up. I mean, he looked like he maybe a little overthrown at the very beginning, and then just settled back in and just let his defense work, and ended up getting 2 really good innings, a little over 2 innings, but 2 really good ones out of Cork, and excited, very beyond excited to have Cork back. And me and Scott told him if he's coming back to the IBL, he better come to the Sodbusters. So we ended up getting him. So that's going to be huge for us going down the stretch.
And a tremendous job by you managing the pitching staff. Not only Cork, but Chase Phillips. You kind of people saying, why did he get taken out after 2 innings? 26 pitches for him. You could bring him back tomorrow if needed. So are you set kind of where you want to be, as good as you can be when you're going on the road for 5 games in 4 days?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. As good as we can be, and going back to last night with Elijah again, that was huge out of him because, well, I don't want to say if anyone's listening to this on what our plan is or nothing, but we ended up saving a couple arms with Elijah, and then how the pitchers ended up going tonight with everyone who pitched tonight. But just really good job pitching staff just attacking and throwing strikes and trying to keep our pitch count low, and great job playing defensive behind them, and ended up getting the job done early at the beginning of the game, and then getting a couple more insurance runs there at the end. So just a good team win.
Well, now tomorrow you get to play a new team for the first time in a week, but you go 3-4 against the defending Independence League champions. How does that compare against your expectations coming into that? And what's your plan for the next road series with 4 important games coming up?
Just continue to play how we've been. No need to change. We had that one bad game. We didn't play very good baseball, but that happens. It's a long summer. They play back to back to back to back, so it kind of wears on your body a little bit. But just staying hungry, keep drinking fluids, and keep taking care of your arms as a pitcher, and just keep it simple and just play how we've been. All the credit to the guys. They've been playing hard night in, night out, and just playing. They've been playing really good baseball for the start of the year. So.
And 17 zeros and 18 innings. Part of that due to errorless ball the last 2 days. After that 13-2 game with 4 errors, and not only errorless defense, but some really good defensive plays. Your outfield, it's got to be fun to try to pick 3 outfielders when you go out there. We were visiting about that. Who is the best center fielder on this team? Because you guys got a lot of players who can cover some ground out in the outfield.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're pretty stacked in the outfield. I mean, we have a bunch of athletes. Infield, outfield, behind the plate, we got 4 or 5 guys. Brock is a catcher, and he hasn't even got a chance to get behind the plate yet because we have so many. But doing a fantastic job over at third, Brock Cross, and then being on the bump. But no, just we're very very versatile. So just very fun and very very fun throwing lineups together for the guys.
Well, best of luck in Oahe and Spearfish, and we'll hope to see you next Friday on top, still in first place. Congrats on the win tonight, Josh, and have fun on the road trip.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Head coach Josh Printer, always appreciate him coming up and giving us a piece of his mind, especially after a 7-0 win tonight, and lots of good things on both sides of the baseball. Steve Stein, and another weekend series for us, and overall, I think kind of agreeing with him, pretty fortunate to go 3-4 against this Casper's team that we know can knock about anybody around in the league, but lots of good things in this series, but lots of good learning points too, especially after that Friday big loss that the Sodbusters, I think, have got themselves set up for success this week.
Yep, big game tomorrow. I mean, Oahe, a team that's been scuffling toward the bottom of the league. You'd love to find a way to go sneak one out there, and then 4 games in 3 days at Spearfish after that, so before you return home for the weekend. So it's certainly not over yet. It's the grind right now, and every game's big as you battle to win this first half championship. But the Sodbusters where they want to be with the lead over their nearest competitors, Spearfish, and now Casper dropping to third with this loss today.
Well, the Sodbusters get the win to improve to 12-4. Casper falls to 10-7, and we'll look forward to see what the Sodbusters can do on their road series. It'll be Casper having some time off before they travel to their next series against Oahe this weekend. Our next broadcast will be this coming Friday when the Sodbusters come back after their series. They will play one singular game against the Nebraska Prospects on Friday, and then the Plainsmen will come to town for 3 games that Saturday and Sunday. We'll see you then. Until then, Steve Stein, myself, Ryan Valenta, Mason Connor, and Noah appreciate their hard work behind the scenes. And have a good rest of your Sunday, and have a happy rest of your work week. And we'll see you next Friday for more Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sudbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sudbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch